They did manage to pick up the third. But good news there for Gambit. You can see it, 5 minutes in, 2K lead for Gambit.
Let's see
out on top of the lanes.
See if anyone does look to make a rotation. I see GPK has hit level 6 now in the mid lane.
Oh, can they get this? Ilias is trying to turn, but FNG brings him down with him. That's the Viper way. It doesn't matter if you die as long as you bring down someone with you, especially if you get them first. Solo XP for FNG. He's smiling all the way back to the base.
Is he gonna go anywhere else? Maybe to the mid lane to fill the bottle and make a move? That's like a possibility.
Top lane Pasha able to get some nice deep fire spirits planted onto the face of XS Vampire.
And he's just gonna, he actually is still gonna go bottom. I thought maybe he was gonna help the puck to fill out the bottle for GPK, but Ruin is coming out. Looks like GPK will set up for that one, as Magical is kind of just stacking up jungle for himself here, as we do see Magnus do quite a lot. And checking bottom Ruin. He's praying to Gambit. It won't work.
Oh, no. Easy regen Ruin there for GPK, and well, needed one as well, burnt through all the mana.
Ooh,
he's going to look towards top, maybe see if he can turn around this play. Zayat's poking around with XS Vampire, but now there's the trap with the shards. Zayat's is stuck. He'll pop down a field, but there's no escape. GPK is able to quickly jump in, get the pickoff. Down bottom, aggression onto Crystallize. Ilias keeps Crystallize safe. But again, this constant pressure onto the Bloodseeker, making this lane very hard for him to play. Top lane, Pasha actually able to get in on his own and take down XS Vampire straight underneath the nose of Dream.
Yeah, and he's up to level 5. This is, I think the Phoenix getting levels is super important here for Navi. Like we said, they like this hero versus Turbo. We've seen a lot of teams definitely do that versus the TB. So he's getting a good stuff, but you said Crystallize is getting shut down a hell of a lot right now. It's problematic. Sashlo is way more farmed than he is. Having an excellent time, level 5, almost 6.
Oh, he might be dead here. If FNG wants to dive the tower, this could be a kill.
He's got the 5 stacks on him. He's still ticking low.
It's gonna be a lot. It really is a lot.
Oh my goodness. Actually got him pretty low. The coil actually coming out in mid. It's a max level silence on GPK.
He may have the burst damage. Not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah, just that one level in orb, so doesn't want to throw it in, doesn't want to overextend, but still pushing the magical Magnus back. Yeah,
the double bracer build coming into play for sure, just being that extra tanky, as we have seen a lot of those Magnus. But yeah, I like that GPK went for the maxing the silence in this game first over Max. I still seen a lot of players like are maxing the orb in a lot of situations, but in this game you can see how good it is versus Phoenix, versus pretty much like everybody on their lineup. It's just absolutely excellent, and he's actually walking forward and taking some stacks.
Yeah, he's going to be able to see if we get the large creeps as well, but at least take some of that stack away from Magical's half of the map.
Oh, Dream got a dream for himself. He got the jelly on that Teraboid. I think that's one of the better items he could have gotten here on this Teraboid over here. He's just going to be able to constantly spam out his Conjure Image now and farm a lot faster in the jungle because of that. I say a lot faster. 1.3 mana regen, but you know, it's a lot for your carries.
He's happy. He's certainly happy with that find. Definitely one of the more favorable ones to grab. Ocean's Heart, of course, nice little bit of stats. No one really in a position where they're going to be playing in the river that much, though. Bottom lane, Ilias steps forward a little too far.
This combo is insane.
It's strong.
This Brewmaster Viper on the same lane, this magic resistance reduction, and Brewmaster doing so much damage. He's already got Dominator finished. It's 8 minutes in.
You can sort of see as well, Navi, I don't think they want to send anyone down to that bottom lane now.
No, definitely
that lane's sort of a no-go zone. Gambit are taking control of that. Obviously, all very, very important for the Dire side to get that early control on the outpost.
GPK, they won't be able to get it. The snowball commit forward is a bit over-aggressive here by Vampire.
Should pay for this. Or Apache steps forward. He's going to pop the egg. They're going to try and kill it. And a level 1 egg, that'll be no trouble for them at all. GPK is able to jump out as well with the orb. He's got the bottle charges, so Ilias won't be able to beat him down. GPK can walk out of that one.
But we hyped up GPK quite a lot before this game, and he's definitely delivering already here. 3-0.
Looking good. All 3 of Gambit's cores at the top 3 of the net worth at just 9 minutes in. 3K lead.
Yeah. And he's got the jelly as well, also given to him, of course, on that puck, so we'll make his movements a lot easier to have that extra bit of mana regen. And I did see Dream got a shovel for himself. So another, just solid items, these neutral items for Gambit. 3K gold lead already for themselves. And this Brewmaster, you don't want to go anywhere near him, like you mentioned. Anyone who comes down is probably going to die to him as Zayas. The Shockwave blocks the Cinder Brew.
He doesn't have a TP. It's on cooldown for 40 seconds. This should be a kill for Gambit.
He's trying to hide. Oh.
Well, they found him.
Hello.
FNG is going to come in to join in with the fun. As we said, you do not want to come down here if you're Navi.
No, and this coil caught on too, but Magical is here.
See if they can turn this.
they got the bottom one already as well. They're really trying to make sure that they deny Navi this either one of these outposts.
Yeah,
they're gonna get it. Pasha
tries for a dive-in play. If FNG can get a few poison attacks off, he's going to get the one. Orbs in, won't quite reach Pasha. Pasha will be able to back off. But Gambit continuing to maintain very good control of this early game.
And in the meanwhile, they force everybody top. Dream's like, okay, I can just walk to the mid lane. I can actually make use of my meta with an Arcane Rune. So double the benefit here coming out from him as Gambit's making all the right moves. Navi is starting to fall quite a bit behind here already in this early game.
It's already looking like it's going to be a very hard game for Crystallize to get involved.
Yeah.
As being held that far behind at the start, the Bloodseeker, this very, very potent lane from Gambit, the Viper comboing with the Brewmaster has shut down his early game mid lane. Dream, it's going to be set up on, and will land the stun into the silence. Supernova pop, Dream's trying to walk away.
Thunder.
They're dragging back. Just get the Thunder, tries to the TP, knows he cannot do so because the Supernova stun will hit him. He's still able to walk, but Dream's still alive, but finally falls. Pasha will be able to burn him down, finish up the job. Back in the river, Magical. He's got the RPO too. The Blood Right follow-up, it's going to be dodged. The snowball's there just in time. FNG and Excess Vampire turn with the power of Shashlo. The swap out will be there in an attempt to save Magical, but Shashlo's on top of him with the primal split as Magical goes down 2 for 2. Between Gambit, maybe FNG goes down as well. The illusion beating down upon him and pop the stick charges, but Crystallize will finish him off. There's Navi, they'll come out on top of this trade for now. Crystallize still having a bit of a poke around. Excess Vampire and Shashlo are still quite scary. It's Crystallize and just resume farming, but a bit of a punch back there from Navi.
Definitely, they got, I mean, the GPK got caught out there in the mid lane trying to help out his buddy, trying to help out Dream. They do get brought down. He gets a great Sunder off, but yeah, that Phoenix Egg just putting out way too much damage in the midst of all of it, right in the middle of everybody. And yeah, it gives Crystallize a little bit more space, but immediately, Gambit, they just group up again. They look to go for the fight. So what happened to GPK? Because he got the Blink Dagger. I saw him TPing in, and then he just, did he like blink into a... He blinked, okay, he jumped into the Static Storm and got stun followed.
I mean, that was a misplay.
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
a bit of a misplay. I was wondering what caught him, because I was looking up top here toward the RP.
Yeah, GPK knows he messed up.
Yeah. A bit of a mistake there, but still, they're playing confident. They're looking to take over Navi's jungle. But Navi, definitely, we do see them punching back there. Like we mentioned, they do have very strong team fight if they can get it into working together.
They do, and we really started to see a glimpse of that there in that last fight.
Glimpse, disrupt. Just gonna throw the ults, try to slow down the push a bit here, but inevitably it does look like this tower is gonna go down for Navi's. Gambit's all surrounded on it. Meta is available for them too.
Yeah, as we said, it does always feel very bad as the Radiant side losing this tier 1. Makes it very hard to reach that bottom outpost in comparison to how easy it will be for Gambit, with Gambit, of course, having their tier 1 still standing strong down there.
And they're actually smoking up in the enemy jungle, looking to make an aggressive play up toward top, it looks like, try to catch something out. FNG does also have ward, so he probably wants to try to get one down here deep. He puts it down, but it's actually directly under a sentry ward right now in that enemy jungle. Still smoked up. Yeah, they really want to control this jungle. They're spotting Zayats. Zayats will now soon see that ward that was placed. Doesn't walk up the hill, though.
Yeah, I mean, Navi, with the sort of pressure on, they are doing the best of it. In turn, they're looking to take over what Gambit have on the top half of the map. Getting in deep into their jungle.
Doesn't feel as good, though. You know, getting into the dire side of the map.
Because of the outpost and
the
shrine situation.
Yep. Doesn't feel
like, sure,
nearly as good.
You're in their jungle, but they can reach with a shrine TP. That's not going to be the case in your own.
Yep, and they've got access to your Ancients. So that Terrorblade, you have to be a little worried that he's farming 2 sets of Ancients quite often when you do lose control of your own jungle on that Radiant side now. No, it does. Secondary smoke. This is a back-to-back smoke by Gambit here. They're really looking to get something. It is coming up to that 15-minute mark. Those bounty runes. And they do have Brew Split, so definitely looking to try to take these fights.
Let's see what they can get a hold of here around the outpost. 15 minutes in, Magical. We'll be able to grab the bounty rune. Gambit hunting for a fight. Magical pretty tanky, of course, as this Magnus. Quick skewer back. Gets him away from the movement of Gambit, as Gambit will not be able to start a fight.
They respected Navi's positioning there. With that smoke breaking, they're like, ooh, don't know if we want to go on this 2,300 HP Magnus. definitely put you in a weird spot versus a Phoenix. Like we said, lots of team fight is the big thing you have to watch out for on Gambit versus that Navi. Oop, bottom, Dream. Trying to look for the disruptor here. Besides, we'll be able to back away. Get a little bit of a surround on him going there, but no metamorph.
Yeah, no, he can't spend too much time hunting around for the support kill as well. Very likely that backup is inbound from Navi.
Dude, that Terrorblade sphere duration is a lot. We do actually see it with the coil. Like, it's 3.75 seconds.
You gotta get an Aghanims,
You have to get
dude.
an Aghanims.
Aghanims. Ooh.
I just, it definitely won't happen, but...
That's a lot of money for a TV. I mean, it's one of those things that, hey, come to sort of the later portions and say an Aghanims drops from Roche, maybe you're giving him some sort of priority, but not really many games that we've seen going to sort of the third Roche point so far here.
Oh, good Dream. He's trying to bring out his Manta. The courier, it flies right over them. That's the ulti orb. It's being pinged out, crystallized. He knows.
Mean, obviously, a lot of the time when you go for a smoke, you do want to avoid the courier because you want to look for a big kill, but maybe if they'd seen that quicker and seen it was his ulti orb, I think you'd say, screw the smoke gang, we need to get rid of that Manta.
Now they know where he is, though, because they saw where the courier went with the ulti orb. They had to have
Are they going to be able to do anything with that information? Because Dreamer has backup.
And they're all
Gambit's on the high ground. They're going to be able to jump in. They're already going to start things straight onto the disruptor, make sure there's no static storm threat. Zayats is gone. Navi still trying to go for a bit of a fight here as Magical skewers forward. They are going to, he's going to hold on to the RP for now. Unable to quite trap GPK. GPK
he's
dancing around. There'll be a buyback from Zayats. They know that they need this static storm. They need the combo Navi. But you see there, Magical does not get off a single spell. The silence, the scrub rights down. They do burst out Dream in response. But it's 2 dead on Navi. As I say, Zayats having to use a buyback there as well to get that static storm out. Sure, the Terrorblade is dead, but still another fight where Navi are struggling to come out on top. Gambit still hold the lead.
Gambit was really good with the way that those rotations were crazy, right? They smoked into the enemy jungle, then they re-smoked into their jungle, and then they immediately ran toward bottom to go back to Dream when he was getting his item timing to try to protect him. Like you said, they do end up losing him, but they do get themselves quite beneficial kills on the enemy side of the map as well. So Navi not going to be able to get anything else after that, after losing these heroes. And it was a great swap, honestly, from Ilias. If they didn't get that swap into the static storm there, I don't think Dream actually goes down.
No, they wouldn't have got anything at all if they didn't find that catch. Dream back in the game, immediately teeping down towards the bottom half of the map again. We'll see if Gambit want to get straight back on with another bit of an aggressive play. Of course, 80 seconds until Meta's back up, so maybe a bit of downtime.
I feel like this is where you'll see Dire play in almost every game. They're just going to take over bottom side. The whole right side of the map, the whole bottom side as well, and just their jungle. Sure, they'll put some wards in there to watch your movements, but I don't think they'll play around that so much.
No, I wonder if we will see, obviously, in the next 2 minutes, an attempt from Gambit to reclaim that top outpost.
Yeah, that might be the only time that they do look to reclaim their area.
It is going to be the same time when Meta's back up, so if they can somehow start to move over there, they would have a chance. Obviously, we've only sort of a minute left to get in that position. They do start to send a few of them, not bringing Dream up here for now.
I see FNG drawing the line of him looking like he wants to try to control the whole map. He's drawing lines of where he expects Navi's movements, and he's got it right on point.
Let's see what they can do. Now, they've got some great heroes to fight around this. Navi, obviously, they do have the team fight, but you have sort of like the team fight combo breaker in Shashlo. You know, you can use the primal split, get him, really hold back Navi whilst they go for an attempt on the outpost. The fight will be silenced. Static Storm is out, but he's already popped the primal split, so Shashlo's happy to fight. Snowball across, swap from Ilias will use to try and get crystallized out of it. They pops a supernova. Zayats will fall. Gambit just get themselves away from the air, but the swap back. Ilias goes for GPK, but he already had the orb out. Was able to jaunt away to safety. Phase shifted a blink. GPK's out of the glove right. He'll escape. Tusk will be left behind. Shashlo still trying to fight. He's going to get RP for the backups now in from FNG. Drops down the poison. Starts to bite away here at the Magus. He gets ripped apart. Navi have to get out of here. Ilias is going to be unable to do so as the TP is cancelled. He's beat down by the Brew as Gambit take the team fight and are able to take that outpost before the 20-minute mark. That's going to be another time a map where both outposts are in the hands of Gambit. The XP lead increases.
They got all their ultis off on Gambit pretty much perfectly, right? The Brewmaster split goes off before any of the spells go off from Navi. The Puck has a Yule, so he's able to protect himself versus all those multiple different forms of silence. The Tusk Snowball as well. They took that fight very nicely versus the side of Navi. And man, this Viper, even as a support, he like throws a nether toxin down, and everyone's just doing a ridiculous amount of magic damage increased as well.
Oh, it just
because of
adds up.
everything.
It adds up to some ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, he just like breaks them. This nether toxin does a lot of damage if you're standing still, and then they're just getting constant poison attacks, so it stacks up. They get this chase forward, but
yeah, very good little escape there from GPK, getting himself all the way up towards the top.
Yeah. And there, yeah, like you said, it's an RP, but an RP for what? As he's standing in a hell of a lot of magic damage and burns down so fast. Yeah, great control coming out from Gambit there. They're keeping, now they're at an 8K lead, and Dream is just having a freebie.
And that's the goal, you know, so XP's going to, I'd imagine, look pretty similar to the lead that we're starting to hit towards. Yeah, it's already at the 6K and growing very, very quickly.
And in the last 2 moments, look at these items.
Some great finds.
He got a Manta, and then he found a Vambrace and a Pupil's Gift. Look at the health on this Terrorblade. Usually you look at a health on a Terrorblade at like level 14 with a Manta, and he's like 1,000 something.
Yeah, I mean, he's good to fight. He can go wherever he wants. And BKB's only a few hundred gold away.
Yeah, he can take the attack speed talent. He doesn't even have to take the health talent now because of these items that he's gotten.
And that gets the scary part. With these items and a BKB, it's to the point where Gambit can group up as 5, walk down a lane.
Hell yeah.
And then it's sort of Navi, you know, what have you got to stop us?
And it's always going to be a reflection being used onto that Vengeful Spirit to make the Terrorblade that much stronger too. So we will be seeing that come out a lot as Navi's got to find a way back to fight into this.
They've got to find this team fight. They've got this combo. They have got that synergy.
But I don't know about taking a full 5 fight on right now. I think they need to get Crystallized's BKB, get a pick off, and then try to get like those five-man fights.
You get GPK, at least with the setup. Going to be able to dodge the silence, but the Static Storm is there to follow up. GPK caught out, pushing out a little too far down bottom, as Navi will punish him.
I like that move, though. That's good. Unfortunately, Crystallized doesn't get the last hit there for that big little bonus of gold, but he's almost got that BKB finish now anyway. And I think that's the double BKB that should be coming out. Yeah, Magical has it as well, so that could definitely help them a little bit here.
Still hitting good BKB timings. But they've got to find that combo play. It's not going to get any easier with Gambit, as we say themselves, picking up the BKB. Shashlo as well. He's already well on the way to his own as the Brew to make sure he can get the guaranteed split off every fight. We've already seen how much he's been able to do with it. Yeah, he just, like you said, combo breaking. He just messes with the backline, and I do feel like that's one of the big reasons that they did end up picking it. And now they do. I do think we saw Vampire at least having it earlier, but he's got a blink now too. So talking about all these combos from Navi, this is going to make it a lot easier for him to set up to protect his teammates. Yeah, they've got a lot of answers on Gambit to the whole sort of flow that Navi want to look for in the team fight. You know, it's very much a very, very execution-oriented lineup. You know, it's this spell after this spell. You don't want to stack them. You want to make sure that they follow on from each other perfectly. Oh, nice ice shards to push him out of the kinetic field there. Gets him outside as Shivas. They're going to dive in and try and start things off. Will manage to pick up the top of the backline. The Supernova's down. Can Gambit get over? BKB's popped by Dream. They'll turn towards the egg. The egg is going to go all though. Pasha, he gets the ult from Magical moving in. They've taken Dream out of the fight. There's no Terrorblade, so now Navi, they can start to move on for more. Shashlo's gone as well. There's been a buyback from Exodus Vampire, but Gambit, without 2 of their cores, they cannot fight this. As Navi, are you sure that there's going to be another buyback? Shashlo's going to come back in. He's already used the split, though, so there's no split for this. Navi will still respect it. They did blow all their ultimates. They used their combos. But that's the pattern. Certainly, with those buybacks, I mean, it was what, like an 8K lead? It's now down to just 2. Yeah. This is what you've got to watch out for. Navi, I mean, it looked like the egg should have died there, but with it being the level 2 egg and Pasha in the positioning that he was, they couldn't quite get enough hits on it. Pasha with great positioning. Dream got slowed down a little bit. I think he got ruptured. He was running in. He started dropping a little bit low. He kind of like second-guessed himself to go for those hits, and they didn't have anybody else hitting it with him, really. It was just, I don't know, I think I saw one other person hit it once, maybe, but here we go again. Another attempt. On cooldown. Crystallize. Going to move in with the BKB. Oh, whoa, with the cleave and everything. Oh, they're all just dying. Dream is going to be able to get back up to full. Turns towards Magical. Magical tries to secure away. He's not going to make it. Crystallize. He's attempting to stand his ground and beat down on Dream. Swap back. Magic missile. They got the control. Dream is dead. He's going to get on the Terrorblade down to 50. Zayas will get himself back up to the high ground. Crystallize also picks out FNG. There's 4 dead on Gambit. It's only GPK left alive. He's trying to chase Zayas. Zayas turns, gets the Thunderstrike off the Sunray. The chase passions him with the dive. Another phase shift. Can GPK play his way out of this? The orb's out. Will be able to join out with the burn. Pasha burns him out. Gambit get wiped by Navi around the pit, as now Navi could head in. Roche is incredibly low. They're going to be able to take this for themselves, and Navi, they're now back on top.
What a turn of events.
That whole 8K lead, that dominant advantage around this Roshan pit has fallen apart. The decision to buy back, they felt confident, knowing that Navi had already used their ultimates, but they still had the BKBs. Crystallize was able to still get in there. And Pasha, I mean, his Phoenix, it's looking pretty hot. 8-1 and 10. Destroying the team fights almost single-handedly with his positioning on the big fiery bird.
And we're seeing exactly why they changed. They wanted to make it a priority, having this hero as a position 3. Look at him just sitting in the back, getting a full sunray.
The damage numbers coming out from this Phoenix. Yeah, got to be pretty insane.
Absolutely full sunray. Also beautiful spell combination with like the shockwave pulling them into that AoE coming out too. As Dream, he gets brought down yet again, and they're not able to get their abilities off. This little clustered area is a big problem for them.
Already back in the action with a little bit of an attempt onto Pasha, but with the sun out, there's no chance. Yeah, now it's level 3. We saw them struggle with the level 2. Good luck with the level 3.
And now he's got an Aghanims. So 13 hits, even more.
And Pasha, I mean, yeah, as I said, 8-1 and 10 off-lane Phoenix. What more can you say? And in a game as well where they were 8K behind, but it didn't matter. Pasha didn't feed. He's top net worth. He really is the king of the game right now.
Oh, he has the toggle movement ability even when he's not using Sunray right now. You usually only have that one when you use Sunray. That's a little bit weird to see him having it at the moment. It doesn't make a difference anyway. But now he can actually use the Sunray. Now he can use the Sunray in the egg. And he can also pull somebody else into it.
You can auto-run, you know, like in those MMOs and JRPGs, you know, where you don't want to right-click.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen like you having toggle movement when you don't have Sunray.
And I like how the tooltip just says squawk. It's like, well, but they spelled squawk wrong.
Squark.
Squawk?
Squark.
That's not how you spell squawk.
I guess that's the way they wanted to spell it.
S-Q-A-W-R-K, what is this? This is an American spelling of squawk?
Well, stop Sunray is chirp. And now, now he lost the toggle movement. That was really weird. I don't know why he had it. I've not seen that from him.
Yeah, I'm calling hacks.
But yeah, Navi getting themselves much better footing. And yeah, Pasha, top of that net worth. He's been doing an excellent job in the fights. And now Gambit, they've got to find themselves a way to take their own fights now, as
yeah,
it's definitely problematic. They don't have solutions for this Phoenix. They don't have ways to actually hit it.
And look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that spider legs on a Bloodseeker. Imagine him zipping around the map.
With spider legs.
Terrain.
Ooh.
I mean,
oh, he gave it to somebody else.
Away.
Who did he give it to? Did he give it to the Venge? No, he didn't. He gave it to the Disruptor. Okay.
I mean, that's just the bro move, right? You know, Disruptor, bless him, he's died 8 times.
He's gonna have an Ag soon. You better give him something.
It's sure.
He's going to be a big deal in the fights.
You'd argue his positioning is sort of the hardest to do with sort of what he's got, right? It's very important that Zayas does get the static storm out. Now with these legs, he can play even more hidden behind terrain and know that he can still cross these previously uncrossable gaps and tree lines and get his full toolkit out. I like it. 28 minutes in, 20-21, 1K lead for Navi mid lane.
He's burning.
Burning indeed. As FNG starting to fall off a little bit. Now this is the problem with the support Vipers, and this is why I got all the reports I did when I played it. It falls off. It really does when it's adds to the 5. It's very easy to feed, so you know this is a professional as well, FNG. So you cannot blame him for that. It's hard. It's a hard life for the 5 Viper right now.
Trying to rationalize this for yourself?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to cope.
To have about a minute till that outpost does kick in. Navi will be able to claim that bottom one for a moment. They do have 4 heroes right now. Vampire's still just chilling. He's like, all right, see what I can make happen down here. If he wants to maybe cut a creep wave or wait for some type of retreat to happen. He does have that one ward above him a little bit north to see any rotations. But the Axe is down on Disruptor. So we mentioned already a lot about how Navi's teamfight is really strong. Now it's not even stronger.
Yeah, that's a great time. Yeah, you see sort of the difference in support gold. You got the other 3 supports of the game sitting around the 5K. Zayas in there with the 8K.
It's that Philosopher's Stone.
That Philosopher's Stone. That money adds up. Not quite sure it adds up to a 3K difference with the rest of the sports, but maybe that's how broken it is. I don't know what 60 GPM is times however minutes, but 3,000 your answer. There you go.
And they've also got
rich.
They've also got a telescope too. So they have Venge with telescope. That's always really nice for pretty much everything. They got these increased cast points, or cast ranges, sorry. So they force a split.
They do.
It's Ashlow.
Ashlow is going to be able to send FNG up in the air.
They want him. They want blood.
And they chase it. They're killing through these Brewlings.
They are very squishy Brewlings now.
I don't know, is Ashlow going to be able to get out of this?
He's going to try to wave a terror as soon as it falls. Let's see, does he get it? He doesn't, but they're going to be able to get him anyway.
No escape for Ashlow. He is trapped. Does have some greater fairy fires if he wants to burn through them, but he's going to save them for a situation where he has more of a chance of getting out of it.
And that's a pretty telltale story right there, that the fact that they chase him for 25, 30 seconds and not a single person even decides to try to help on the side of Gambit. So Gambit is really just like, we're not fighting right now.
Well, what's the game plan for Gambit?
Let's get these farms. Let's get our items picked up. I think they're waiting for what? Like the Satanic, it looks like, on Dream?
He's close, right?
He's pretty close to it, and he's going to have the Paladin Sword on top. So quite a lot of him lifesteal if he does opt to have that inside of his inventory.
Morris in GPK, CD went for the bit of the right clip with the Deso. It does have the Mindbreaker, which is a very nice find. Extra bit of a punch on the phase shift right clicks.
Yeah, he got the Deso quite early. He finished up the Ags now as well, so it's the other one, the big pickup that he could have. Does he come into play? Do they have anything to break coil besides the goofy Ags?
I was going to say maybe it's now time. You look at the game, there's only one way back for Gambit, and it's the Aghanim's Terrible.
Oh god,
They got to go for the combo. I mean, it could potentially not be terrible. And we'll see. And maybe this game goes on. It's already 31 minutes in. It is still close.
I don't think it's one of the, like you said, it's not one of those you buy. It's one of those you pick up.
Yeah.
Unless you do get to the point.
No, you're true. Well, we've seen Roche go down just the once this game, right? So still a couple more to go before we have any chance at that.
Who did he pass off the Vambrace to? So he gave the Viper his Vambrace.
That's nice.
And now he's going to have the Satanic on top of a Paladin Sword. So that lifesteal is going to be pretty damn high for him to sit inside of any of these spells if he is able to actually hit targets.
Does he have the damage to sort of kill these cores?
Not. I mean, if
he's getting RP'd, Supernova, you know,
if
they
he's
have
controlled, of course not.
I guess with, you know, he has got that status resistance. So.
And he's got Dominator Aura, which busts him up, and he's going to be taking over the, well, he's going to be reflection in the Venge to be able to get that Aura. So we'll see. I think it's all about how the fight gets approached and who's got the better angle of it in this one.
Here we go. Coil. Down onto the two of them.
It's an Axe Coil, too.
Navi are very ready to fight, though, if Gambit try and take this. Dream's going to look to step forward. Supernova's going to be popped out already with the Sunray. Beaming out across the all sides. Get the Static Storm out, but Dream's in position with the BKB. Start to punch them. It's not enough. The Supernova Stunner holds back the aggression of the Terrorblade for now. Gambit will still continue to try and chase. Shards are out. They'll block off the exit. Straight away, Crystallizing goes for TP away, but they've got the Yule 7. Cancel the TP. Passy tries to get back into save it, but the Snowball play from Vampire catches them out, and Gambit it's their fight to take this time round. 4 dead on Navi. As Gambit turn up, Navi, they were hunting for a fight there. They had the whole team ready to go. They couldn't get the combo off this time. And with the BKBs, the chase and control, great play from Vampire to shut off the escape.
Dude, GPK did a ridiculous amount of damage in that fight too. Just a couple phase shifts. He lands a Dream, like such a nice Dream Coil in the backlines too. The egg gets forced really far away. It was not in the midst of the fight at all. So the stun actually only clipped like 1 or 2 of the heroes. Yep. And the Static Storm completely whiffed as far as I saw it.
And now they're losing buildings. This is the power of the Terrorblade lineup. You lose a fight. Even without the meta, he's got good farm now to beat through. That's 2 sets of Rex at least. They're not done. There's 30 seconds without a Bloodseeker, without a Magnus. It's going to be at least Mega Creeps, and maybe even game over.
I think it's just game over, actually, yeah. Wow, and look at, they're all tipping Zayats too. I mean, his Static Storm did not catch in time to be able to stop anything with that Aghanim.
He had to throw it out. He was falling down. He got it out, but he didn't manage to really get anything with it. The pressure was on for him.
I mean, GPK just got like such a perfect Dream Coil.
They use them again. There's another Static Storm. Do they have the damage? In fact, yes, they do. They do. The Sunray. It all adds up. They will kill off GPK. But as we say, Gambit, they get the Mega Creep advantage back on top with an 11k lead. Navi now in a very tough position.
So Navi spent all their gold before that fight in the mid lane. So no buybacks were available at all. And yeah, you're versus a Terrorblade lineup that can easily go to push that. Look how much gold this guy has. He just finished Satanic, and he's got 5,400 on top again after that fight. That is...
I sort of, said as well, they're going to have the damage. Certainly now with Daedalus
And it really was just so
On
much
the
up
way.
to so much up to these initiation. Like we were just saying, actually, it's Gambit got this perfect positioning for them to get that wraparound. They get the coil on 2 or 3, and then Shashel just gets in the back lines with his primal split, and Pasha's forced to panic ult. So same thing with Zayats. They all have to kind of panic ulti, and they get punished heavily. As they pretty much just lost the game because of that. Full megas. They're gonna have to hope for some kind of big throw here by Gambit because they have a much easier game in front of them now.
Yeah, it was definitely the big thing for Navi that fight was Pasha feeling that he had to egg very, very early and sort of a very, very reserved back and away from the fight, right? He could not get in and do the damage or anywhere close to the damage that he's been able to do in the previous fights when Navi have been able to come out on top.
Navi, they're trying to sneak this one here. There's no puck for 10.
Doing it pretty quick with Shashlo, he knows. They're heading in the power split pop. Can Navi get away with it? They're trying to finish off the pit. Vampire's in, BKB pop like the snowball. They get it. Vampire gets the kill and he gets the Aegis. Both of them going to Gambit. The Aegis will be popped immediately, but Navi, they put their BKBs in the attempt to get it now. GPK is in with a 3-man dream coil. Jumps forward, he's got the vision on the high ground. Magical tries to go over the RP, but Vampire's still there. The front Pasha is dead. He's gone for 2 minutes. No buyback on the Phoenix, and they're going to continue to roll over even more. Gambit find Crystallize, they find Magical. There seems to be no hope for Navi here in this fight. And with that, you would imagine it's all over, and it's GG is called as Gambit will take this game one. A bit of a back and forth.
Bit of a back and forth one.
They had a good lead at the start. We saw Gambit like an 8k advantage. And then Navi with that spectacular showing around the pit were able to swing it back. But then they couldn't pull it through to the end. Gambit had that one fight back again.
Relevant again. Why not? You know, when Chinese team and it's still being sifted through, shall we say, in the new patch. A lot of teams still want to be able a few teams have been experimenting with it.
Sets up into the crystal. we've seen that he's very much capable of lane and creating space for Arteezy. Feels a lot more like he's been given the reins to be the, now that Samael's no longer in that mid lane.
Makes me wonder how EG's going to develop over the coming months, because we see a lot more teams aim for that. No one is ahead of the rest, if that makes sense, right? Like anyone could be the pop-off core, but we do still see teams. EG is historically a team that's had one or two very powerful personalities in the team that tend to have drafts function around them. Storm's for a hero that does like to have that little bit of freedom, that little bit of priority as well. And so far, when you look at the rest of EG, these are heroes that can enable these other cores. So I wonder if EG will go for like a double greed lineup. Maybe get RTC, someone a bit more classic to farm on, and then Storm Spirit leaves that little bit of space that can be made by the support combo with the Abaddon. LGD, where do you go next? They still haven't revealed whether this is a tiny core or not, as some teams still like to run it as a support. It's not terrible. Like, I think the thing that got overlooked by a lot of people is that while they did change tree grab in a way that you now lose speed when it's active, they did buff his speed. So in reality, you lose 5 movement speed when you have a tree, or you gain 20 movement speed compared to the old tiny. And there's the puck.
The puck on this. I don't think that's really a deny pick. No, Arteezy was never going to play.
Hey, you don't know. If we check his recent games, I'd be impressed if I pulled up the screen. It was like 10 games of puck. It's like, oh. Yep.
I do really like the puck though, because the thing that I had in the back of my mind for EG, them rounding out the draft with a like, they didn't have too much in catch the Lycan, I guess. Yeah, but now you've got the Dream Core reorb to be able to put down these creep waves, so it gives them protection against a lot of things that they might like to do. Decide to go a bit more of that dedicated hard carry role.
Well, first of all, we need bans. Disrupt is going to be the priority for EG, considering we still don't know whether it's a support or not. It's a sensible ban. Disruptor feels like the kind of shining support pick since the patch drop. It enables that snowball focus that a lot of teams are aiming for right now around the 20-minute mark so well. And of course, with more gold going the way of supports, can get that cheeky Ags that we've seen to be one of the more powerful Ags on show at the moment.
One pick for Oath team out, having the luxury, having that last pick. And it's an invoke. No invoker's going to be. We have be played at some capacity. Puck quality of life buffs to it. It just becomes a lot easier to play in that support. We have to see how things are going. Keeps EG how they want to go.
Yeah, they have good flex. Like, you can run the tiny as the core, the puck core, obviously. I think like puck is the key one. Every team is looking at this like, there's no way to easily know. Most teams already have 2 players at least that can play puck. So the flexibility is already established, and it's just a dominant hero in most roles anyway. I wonder if you want to run it as a core here. Like, there's not an extreme amount of lockdown for the puck right now. Still remains the Kais, even when you pick the gyrocopter.
Okay. So it means that you could deal with the tombstone relatively well as the gyrocopter. You've got decent kill lane when you've got Fly and Gyro just not having a strength core coming undying if you pay route on here. I don't mind it at all, and it just is going to be that support invoker puck. So how it's going to benefit go for this lineup, really prioritizing being able to out these lanes. FY can play around the rest.
I wonder if there's more benefit on EG's lineup for like being active earlier. Like, that's one of the beautiful things about Gyro, but it's going to be interesting to see the tiny in this situation, because this is not a tiny IO, so it's going to be maybe a little bit slower to get online. It doesn't have that strong of a laning partner in comparison. Like, a 9 can do a lot, But this won't likely be your heavy farming, Tiny. And if it is, you're going to just kind of invalidate your Undying in the early stages of the game.
Now going to see Arme again doubling down on that position on Tiny. So wasn't too successful for him in the series against Navi, but prepared for this. This is their first biggest tournament that they've had ever since coming back from their break. So they're going to be taking as a big deal, especially after losing that.
Storm was coming.
We'll have to see if they can actually bounce back. What lane do you think has to pop off on each side? Is it the pretty obvious puck in the mid for LGD and then EG? Maybe. I feel like for EG it's more the supports, right, than the cores at the start of this game.
Yeah, I would say so. I think Crit's always going to have a really slow, so you don't have to worry quite as much about that. But it's just a matter of, are you going to get anything out of this lane? Who I think is ridiculously strong. Seeing a tri-lane come down towards the side, and these heroes, they have okay kill potential. They're able to secure a flood onto someone. Easy game for them. Please snares.
30 seconds to battle.
Cheeky little clean up the ward in the mid. Gives him a little bit of advantage already over Somnus. But on the outer lanes, if we're thinking where the combos are, it looks like they've switched up, so you will get the Undying starting with the Brewmaster.
Spotted out
Got both
RTV.
supports down here. It's not an easy kill though. It's such a fast hero. You want to find the CM. If Maiden shows us face, then that's an easy kill. 277 movement speed hero on your aim before. But it looks like it's going to be a 3-1 split on the runes. LGD getting the better at the start here.
Nicely done by FY, not actually showing himself at all in that engagement, staying in the trees, so a little bit worried perhaps that he was paired together with Arme towards.
And Nova not able to actually find the observer in response from EG as it is on the high ground further back. Let's get rid of the pesky sentry, but fine, still Arbed in the mid lane to start with. Needed after they lost the bounties. And it's going to be X-Nova with Arme as expected in the top lane. Nothing unexpected to begin with here.
Pressure already starting to come out of Crit. Trying to push Arme back as can. Gets a chance. Back clicks off onto that 0 armor Tiny. Already Ramsey has gone and sniped.
Yoink. 328 movement speed hero. Easy to just do that. Didn't hang around for the second courier though. So it looks like Nova should at least get his stick.
Yeah. Important though, having that ring of protection denied away from Arme, it means he's much more susceptible to that harass that's going to be constantly coming out from Crit especially.
And it's always deceptive, right? Because like, man, it's only 45 seconds. It'll be fine. It's like a creep wave and a half. The problem is that your courier has to come out again. And it moves like a slug.
Yep. It's not going to be level time. That's
More mid, pretty even so far after the first wave or two. Slight lead for Somnus, but Arbed did get the denying. I think it's on a range creep at least, though. Like, too much difference to begin with. Bot lane, a lot of pressure is being applied on both sides here, but the one who's really winning is Gyrocopter. Like, Arteezy's just being allowed to do whatever he wants. Did cost him most of his tangos already, though. However, the other side is getting low as well, and when you compare the regen battle, one side has 2 salves to work with, the other has none.
the dangerous proposition to be coming up against this sort of stuff and harass constantly through the magic mechanics. Okay.
Undying. X-Nova had a salve coming out. Perfect time to do so as he almost went down there and gave the first blood. But stays alive. Just looking at Arme right now, it's like, you help me? There's no support from the Tiny.
Tossing back under the tower for Ramses.
They might get him here. Soul Rip as well, get him low, and that's going to be the kill. But the gold was shared because the tower did get the final club. Nova. We'll train him with crit, but the attack animation on Dark Will are just too good.
Soul Rip is... It's an insane ability.
Yeah,
You
they
don't need
nerfed it,
Tombstone.
but it didn't matter. It's still the best thing about this hero. I I like that they tried to go different angles. Like, all right, we can't nerf Sorit further, so how about we buff Flesh Golem, right? Let's make that the cool part about the hero. People still don't care about Flesh Golem. It's a nice niche idea as well, with like the whole double zombie damage from due to Flesh Golem, but ultimately didn't change the nature of the hero at all.
They've changed it around a little bit as well. Like previous percentage damage that you took just by being nearby to it. Yeah, going down to that that double damage. A little bit different. That soul rip, it's the real game. Both Dane in lane as well as it took off essentially half of Ram in that.
Let's quickly restart the call. Cut out a little bit again.
Ah.
Bye bye guys. Get back in.
Fortified structures can't be breached.
Good.
Alright, there we go. You'll have a non-laggy, very clear Dano. I think it's pretty chill to start with, but Chalice in trouble here. Gets away. No! Serve comes out, and Fly will go down afterwards. Big kill obtained of FY. He might hit the deck as well. He's out of mana. But Gyro not quick enough to catch him here. Only 320 movement speed. FY gets away.
Got away. Good rune control as well happening here. Somnus, who's getting slightly the better end of this early game. But how quickly Abed is able to flash farm as this... I'm worried about more for his sake. The lack of shrines on... So he doesn't have his own at his disposal. He's going to have to really work for all of that mana regen. Part of the reason, perhaps, why Crystal Maiden was draft.
I think this is also the point where Storm start to pray to the gods. Once the 7 minutes hits, maybe you find yourself something like a shovel. Would be perfect here, or even a faded brooch. It's allowing you those early levels. Well. True, jelly would be nice. I think you're like optimally you want a shovel though for the bottle, right? Like that's the dream. Get those bounties. Rotation, crit, just getting a ward down. I don't think there's a kill to be had here, not against a puck. Unless he commits on Arbed, that's the only way this would work. Lose your abuse. This is the moment to go if they want to. Arbed poking and prodding, banging him in a little bit. Crit's gonna come in now. Brown Maid's gonna go down, but lose your coming off cooldown means they can't get the kill.
Confident enough.
You attempt, but top. Arme playing fetch with Ramses. He doesn't like the game. And that's the kind of risk you get though. Like the moment you show crit mid, it's obvious you're alone top, and this has already proven once that it's a lane that will punish and kill off in a bad. So where do you like invest your resources with your EG? Like, I just feel like the mid lane isn't gankable with your combo onto this part. He'll always get away unless you find him being ultra greedy.
Yeah, I find it a little odd that he's gone this Crystal Nova style, I suppose, just trying to win the lane as hard as possible for, as opposed to having this rogue ganking. But I think Frostbite again, another ability that's slept on by a lot of people. You're going to be able to lock down this puck. You can't blink away. You can't phase shift out of it. Invoker, who's normally free, you can stop the primal split from coming off. Chalice is at level 6 rather. See Fly's skill build after this. How he's going to progress once the mid game starts to.
That LGD are making moves again. Ramsey's just got back to lane, and he might find himself going back to the fountain. Cold Snap is there, EMP as well. No way to protect himself, and he's just dead. Nice little rotation. So far, impact being had. I think that is the urn on the way out. Now for FY. Yep. Just looks to get more active after that as well. You have such good lanes to gank.
See, there's a few stacks that have been put up in the jungle for both sides as well, so it's jungle time right now. Great heroes to be able to do it. The tree obviously tiny now being the main build to go for. Very easy to quickly take down a stack like this. Closer to Irish jungle shrine that they.
The alarm to accelerate a little. Gyro on the other side isn't really getting these stacks though, because Arbed's spending a lot of time in the jungle supplementing his farm. It means they're not going to be able to stack up easily. Crit spent a lot of time on the lane getting extra XP, which means he's not stacking this triangle. Tyrion
Really
gyros
too
on.
much from it either.
The question is, what do you do? Once you got 6, I can see the power rotations, but what are you rotating on? Maybe the Undying? Fangy's not a kill. Puck will always escape. Even Bruce should be able to get it split off in time.
Don't really have that early kill potential.
Ramses. Tornado, EMP, cold snap as well. Photic shield to try and retreat. They toss him back. They'll bring him down again. He did snipe a Courier, but is at a price. Nope, stick keeps him alive. They didn't have an urn charge. They desperately needed that as well to get the Invoker active at this stage. And that's an easy shrine usage, or it should be. However, Somnus. Oh, he's coming in right now. FY says, yes, please. Give me the urn. But they'll trigger the shrine in time. And that'll force them back as Arbed did TP in. See how badly they want to get this Invoker online. Once he has the Cold Snap Urn combo, he can just begin to rapidly rotate across the map. But you need that first
going
skill.
at the second item, even before boots. They'll spot the rotation back into the mid, not to try and gank Somnus.
You have plenty of time to respond to him as well. He's 300 movement speed.
Yeah, I'd say this is playing into EG's hands though. Have that slight delay in proceedings. You know, at the 9.5 minute mark, only being 5 kills. Nails pace for the current meta.
Although things might ramp up now. Dream Core comes out.
Want to make stuff happen.
Gyro staying on the max range RTC, refusing to go down easily. Terrorize being charged up, cancelled in the end as it wouldn't have made a difference. Gyro does it full. Just in time for those outposts in 15 seconds. Meanwhile, top army could stop Ramses from getting this and snatch it back himself. So they might get both outposts.
Dangerous outcome for EG. Toss back.
Hanging around bot. Someone doesn't have Dream Core, but he'll move quickly across to secure that outpost. Meanwhile, the top lane, Arme and Nova will do the same. So both outposts going their way. Or is it? No, the Terrorize comes out. They turn around the Somnus. The Dragon is dead. 30 seconds on the sideline. EG refused to give up that glorious XP. Do get themselves an outpost. And look at this. We wonder what Crit was doing with this gold. He invests into a Veil. Not even boots.
First item Veil of this, but I mean, well, you've got all this magic damage coming through, why not? Now you've got Fly, picks up a level 6 from result of taking that outpost on the bot side. How quickly the hype.
Both sides making those kind of interesting choices. We mentioned the urn already on FY, and now another hero just refusing boots. But Crit is a bit easier to achieve. You have a lot of heroes with a lot of damage that gets amped up by the Veil. Gyro especially, even the Storm with the long range ball lightnings. Even Crystal Maiden. If you find a good position for a freezing field with the Veil up, anyone on LGD could die.
Let's have a look. We've got the broom sitting in her inventory right now, but
Hey, that's good
I would
armor.
guess the Abaddon, you know, the one that can actually benefit from the rain.
Yeah, but he's a long way on the other side of the map. We don't want to go there yet. If we EG, we want to make a play. They have a smoke. They've checked for vision, so it should be safe to smoke up here if they want to go. The question is, does Gyro want to leave all this farm? He doesn't.
Of course not.
And they might jump him because the LGD have their own smoke. Will break. FY, Tornado through. EMP there as well. CM, he up at the cold snap. Will be the easy pickoff for them. Tries to stick up to stay alive, but the cold snap still run. The urn, it's going to be a kill.
But someone's dodging out that frostbite.
I was going to say the good news is they didn't use smoke at least on EG, so it wasn't like they done that and then instantly lost in their own smoke. They can still look to do it again when they're up.
I don't think they were too keen to. Just they, I mean, look at RTZ. Happy to farm constantly. Entire jungle. He will catch up despite having Crit and Fly in his lane.
It's the critical moment to start doing so, because Arbed almost has the level 2 ball lightning, which is where he should start to get active in the fights.
Just having a look at the level differences. Arbed clearly in. Well, Puck not yet level 10, and a bit more even across the top right of the map for the safe.
Chalice? He has to split early. I find Crit now. And Crit does have Terrorize, but can't use the cold snap. They're going to jump forward. CM just got back to the lane, and Fly might be going back to base quicker than expected. Cycloned up and dragged down into a big fat mess. They'll find the kill into him, and they should be able to take the tower afterwards. LGD converge on the bot lane. Go for max impact. And that is a mech on an Undying, by the way. What?
Yep.
What's going on in this game? So many of these heroes do not have boots.
I mean, if the enemy doesn't have boots, then
This is a game where CM is actually one of the fastest heroes.
in big trouble on the top side.
We had to bring him down. He knows there's no escape from that. They were thinking about picking off a bot as well, but Ramsey still does have that borrowed time. But FY, at least bleed all of his mana dry so that Ramsey can't protect himself. Good pickoffs. LGD keeping the activity up, ensuring that EG get punished for having one of their cores always farming.
Yeah, and now as a result of that early lead, you can see Arme rotating through to their tri-camp area. Yeah, Yasha early on, he's building for that sweet status resistance. Reading things in.
Such a good item in this type of game as well, because most of EG's damage is not physical. As we're seeing, one of the people we use has a lot of magic damage in the mid lane, about to go down to exactly that primarily. Throw out the Cursed Crown. Arme is about to stun up his teammate. Nap time not advised. Terrorize comes down as well. They're chasing with a full light and finds two pickoffs quickly. A mistake by Arme there, running into FY, ensuring that they're both stunned up and both do go down.
Way too deep there. Like you said before, that double stun. Want at this stage of the game, absolutely. When you had that early game advantage, we could now the power of Ramsey's that Abaddon with the Curse of Avernus to push forwards, and you don't need a hero like to be able to quickly take out objectives on them.
I'm sorry, just one good fight and then you can push in like that. That's still the only tower so far that they've taken. They haven't prioritized the outer towers on the side of EG. Something you probably want to do in the next 5 minutes is you're halfway towards the next outpost XP boost.
Yeah, I feel like these days side lane towers are so much more important. Maybe even more important than these mid. What objectives do you side of the map? Nothing really. Doesn't Roche quite as much as it used to. Towers, and I just think way higher price. Games are finished faster. You need that early advantage.
Where we've seen a lot of these kind of heroes like DK Puckner prioritizing an experiment with going to the out lanes instead of trying to push in the mid. Just trying to leverage that outpost timing to also take town. Yeah, down to half HP. Looks like he won't get away. Death for 25 seconds, but LGD still looking to go in right now. Pulse that was already used. Tornado through. Whoa, clip. Back to the stomp, and Maiden might go down. Chalice might have to use the split. Taking a lot of damage. Freezing Field doing decent work, but now Fly will die. The movement able decides to ensure that Somnus does get the Dream Call out. Throw on the Storms for it. Can they kill him off? Arbed might have the time to move away with the Bull Lightning, but the stun fall off is good. However, they haven't got the damage to follow through. Instead, Puck's gonna go down. FY's chasing them two next, and Arbed gets himself on a killing spree. Chalice might be the next to fall, trying to take Arbed with him, but won't be so lucky. The one is enough to heal him up, pull line him around, and ensure that Brewmaster is the one that should be going down.
Very, very happy. I mean, that's the result of leaving Arteezy to farm for a little bit. You give him a minute, and he'll take a mile from it. Good analogy. But anyway, it was a really good team fight for EG, being able to come back into things, and, you know, despite still having the lower end of the kill score, now been more efficient with the time that they've been able to have. Even Crit coming a bit back more into the game after being, I don't want to say useless early on, but the heroes that they were coming up against, so hard to be able to take.
It's the way he played the early game, right? Like, he wasn't like, okay, I'm going to find loads of kills in the lane. He's like, just give me a lane. Then I'll get 1 or 2 items, I'll get the levels, and then I can start finding solo pickoffs for you. And also drawing a lot of their attention, apparently, as they try to kill Crit again, barely put a dent in him. He also has the Philosopher's Stone, so mini GPM talent for the support. Be able to get himself towards the Yules pretty quickly at this rate.
Yeah, they picked both of them up at the exact same time for those Philosopher's Stones, so support's very, very happy with it all.
Yep. So we were already mentioning he has the mech, heading towards the Vlasnek. Just going to be the Aura builder, which can free up Brew to be a little bit more aggressive with his build. He's going towards the pipe, though, after the Helmet on now. I wondered if he might try and opt for something a bit more greedy because Undying's filling the gaps.
Maybe. I just think there's an insane amount of magic potential coming out from EG, as well as that Veil of Discord, Dark Willow, that you...
Yep. And now...
Yeah, Ramsey's in mid.
Icefall goes down. You burn all his mana, but how do you kill him in time? I don't think you do. They just want to force him out of the lane so they can maybe push him for this tier 1 tower. 2 minutes until outposts are going to reap the rewards. They do move bot to secure 1. However, Arbed is keeping top pushed in to ensure that they can't go and try and grab a second. Oh, perfect drop. Ban brace. Only one Wraith Band though on RTZs. If you'd find that Aquila. Someone's going to buy
one out to him yet. Got the BKB first and foremost. And Ramses and Arbed are doing exactly what they need to. Ramses standing more than he should be. But as a result of that, getting this 3-man rotation, he doesn't die. And RTZ's just been using his pull down farm neutral camp. They're getting far more out of the map.
Yeah, and they've got items that say they are ready to fight. The Sanj is nice for Tiny, but it doesn't change too much of what he's doing. Same time, Somnus, he went for that Maelstrom. Heading for the BKB next, but ages away right now.
Dire's top tower is about to
Got that second Wraith Band coming out to him, as well as a TP scroll to make sure he can win in on any next. I would guess that maybe LGD might try and make something happen to the top outpost, but I feel like they've got sense that
It would be risky. I don't think they spotted that TP out by crit. It was just out of range, so even if they see Arbed, they don't know if he's alone. Instead, there's a smoke movement. EG moving in. Ramses is dangling, but no one is here to receive it. LGD, they're split across the map.
keeping down to the bottom side, just saying, look, play around the area that you feel you control. We'll just do the exact same. We're going to push down. We're going to try and take down this tier 2 tower, because a big factor of this patch is that there's no shrine now in the Radiant jungle. So if you take this tier 2 tower, it becomes very, very difficult for them to bottom outpost.
And they let the LGD play with themselves.
They know.
Yeah, they do know. Can they get across quick enough, though? They're coming. They're smoked. Arme does see an arcane rune. Somnus says, yes, please. I don't think EG can do this. They need to back away right now. It could backfire very easily. If they hold the high ground, maybe they can catch LGD out instead. Somnus does have that arcane rune.
Now with Arbed just sitting on half mana pool right now. Dangerous situation to be in. Yeah, they've got the BKB up here on but he might feel a little bit more confident if he gets that level 15, gets that little bit of extra damage that allows them to take Roshan with a bit more confidence.
It's just the nuisance of LGD. Even with the BKB, the rest of your team suffers, right? Like, you're up against an Invoker who doesn't have to prioritize his levels in gold because it's a support. Same time, Hot can turn up and instead smoke straight back in. EG, they need this so badly. They realized that with the BKB being picked up so early, they want to try and maximize their aggression at the 20-25 minute mark. The pings are coming out.
Got a real clever ward here from the Dire that they just placed.
Tombstone. Nope. Start straight away. The root comes out of Brewmaster as well. The Terrorizer bomb enough time. They'll be able to finish off the roach without interruption. Negus gets picked up by RTZ. Gonna chase him right now. Dreamcore gonna come up. They don't care. They'll stand and fight. Tiny's gonna go down already. And they need to fight up against it. Buyback's gonna count from Tiny. The Invoker getting low on HP. Arbed up on the high ground. Trapped behind the Tombstone. Pinged out, but we'll be able to pull lightning away and get the kill into FY. So buyback on the Tiny. Invoker dead as well, but you're not finding anything for it. X-Nova has to run away. Abaddon will pop his ultimate. He's the borrowed time to run off. Chalice in a little bit deep. But both top laners, they don't want to fight. They just look at each other, they nod heads, and they say, back to your side, sir.
G more than happy with that, getting the Aegis onto Gyrocopter, getting 2 kills and forcing the buyback out of the safe lane carry. Can't expect much more than that stage of the game, and no, but a little bit slow to pop that mechanism. I thought maybe Tiny would have been able to get off a bit of extra damage or off a couple of his spells. I didn't see if they were on cooldown or not for that time.
It also looked like they wanted to stick the Aegis on Arbed. Like, he ran into the pit as if he wanted to pick it up, but RTZ, he wasn't having any shenanigans. He didn't wait around.
Oh yeah, in a hectic situation like that, you can't give LGD. They will exploit every opportunity.
Like, they're trying to exploit the attempts of RTZ to take this bot outpost because he has that Aegis, not a target. Especially with Ramses in the neighborhood. In fact, EG might just be coming for this bot tier 1. They don't know how many heroes are behind these two. Only crit so far. Arbed, shown on top will reveal that. The Fly is connecting towards the bot lane. So they're ready to fight if need be. They'd rather just get the objective. throw out an obs now. But you saw that. They just run up the high grounds. They feel so confident with Zagus and playing a game of dodge. Where do you prioritize vision for a push?
It's such a different thing, right? From the early game, like the laning stage, I guess it always is going to be that way with an Undying, to where it is now. It feels like EG is in complete control, and you have to play a little bit scared with Arme having used buyback previous Tiny. It's still down for another 5 minutes, so kind of don't even want to try and take it. Always playing on the back foot, although 5 of them converging around this top side. No T1 tower to take. Pressure some move out of EG.
They're trying to see if they can actually punish this split, right? Because it's always Abed off pushing a different lane and then 4 stacked behind either Gyro or Abed. But most of the time, it's obvious that it's the Gyro right now because they want to try and push a big advantage off a big fight. The question is, what are you waiting for in LGD? What is the big item that allows you to just propel yourself? They're going for the BKBs. They're getting closer on Arme, and they have now got on Puck, who's going towards the Ag next. The perfect choice considering you expect EG to start stacking BKBs quickly. We're already seeing how much the Storm is hurt by those Dream Calls. Oh, come on. I mean, it's always on these heroes. Jump in, long range. Arme in a bit of trouble, needs to move away, but can't do so quick enough, and he's going to go down. As you said, he fought back previously, so he's dead, asleep for 75 seconds, and this is where EG can look to just take down tier 2 towers.
Right there. Get the ward off. Instantly D. And now, just continuing to push forward. They know there's absolutely nothing to worry about. FY is doing his best. Wisely on the top side of the map, it's Chalice trying to get every little scrap that he can out of the free time that he has. They were never going to contest that tier 2 tower. It's just a matter of, look, what's...
Yeah, you have to forfeit the fact that 2 of these towers are dropping, but you can at least stop it from being free by controlling that top wave. A good move by him. And I do believe I just heard an Aegis being reclaimed, but there's no way the LGD fight without the Tiny, so this just might be the tier 2 forfeit. Gold League building as well. Down a little bit. But it's just inevitability at this stage. There's just so much anarchy about the way that EG zones you away, with the cooldowns, with the bramble mazes, with the threat terrorize. And always this frustrating Abaddon just up in your face saying, hit me, please.
Big skill build by Fly as well. Hasn't put any points into his first tier talent. I felt like that was something that he... into the health. I thought he might try and prioritize the cast range because he's already got the keen optic. So you can actually catch out LGD by surprise by having, you know, a little extra reach on the Frostbite. Catch the puck out in a situation where by muscle memory, maybe might think, you know, safe in...
The bigger problem is the BKBs though, right? Like, you knew they were coming out. Someone has had his in a few minutes. You expect there to be another one on Tiny. So I can kind of get behind why he didn't rush it. You also know that Chalice is probably going for a BKB as well. But those earlier points in your nukes, you just farm up. That's one of the big benefits. Just when you see the opportunity to shove in a lane, also helps you kill heroes still. Crit, by the way, is up to the level 15. He has got the GPM talent with the Philosopher's Stone still, so look at him accelerate. He's just past Chalice. He's going to start to turn to a core himself.
That's what happens when you give someone their signature heroes. Dead, so that's extra 180 gold per...
And it's also fully invested, right? If you look on Chalice, while he has an Ogre Club, that gold is set. Whereas when you look at Crit, he's going to have the Guardian Greaves flying out now, which is going to give more push power to LGD and the ability to fight sooner. And with Roche potentially being up in a minute's time, becomes a critical factor, especially when you're talking about these kind of burst type heroes, right? Where you got the nukes coming out from the Puck and the Tiny. Like, what is your entrance skill now? Even the CM picking up that health talent and having the Glimmer Cape, it's very hard to find an easy pick off onto EG. It feels like you're still looking at Arbed maybe and trying to punish him when he split pushes.
Now the Mindbreaker, so catching out any of these calls don't have the BK up.
Jump in, Invoker. Dreamcall coming out onto the Storm Spirit. The TPs are still coming. They need to get him out. He barely stays alive there. About gets Invis with 100 HP left. But that's Dreamcall gone. Yeah, you have to calm down all of a sudden. Now, if it's a quick spawn, then the gods do not favor LGD. As at this point, EG, it maybe takes them like 30 seconds to melt Rosh.
Damage coming out from the Dark Willow. Anti-quiver. I think it's going to be way needed to deal with.
Okay, looks like the gods favor LGD. They gave him a quickening charm and enough time to get the Dream Core ready.
Seconds though.
It's enough time for the Dream Core. It will be enough time for Puck to farm his Ags as well, by the way. This wave will get him it, and then all of a sudden the EG could be in a lot of trouble if they get caught in the pit. And they might feel confident, right? They don't know if he's there at the Ags yet, and if they just rush into the pit, they get caught with 3 heroes. Even the BKBs won't protect them.
Okay. That. Up just now. They're waiting around. Hopefully, if they can grab the tome, Puck as soon as possible, because at this point it's all about turning her into a parry. Can't put everything on first. Great, but
yeah, he's the follow through. Like, you actually have to look at Puck in these weird scenarios as kind of your opening pickoff. Not even based necessarily on the magical damage, but the physical to get him over the mark. Then you take a good fight, Arme can just push in. Then nowhere nearby. They just gave BD a freebie. Aegis and Cheese going their way, and that is a storm lineup with Aegis and Cheese. It's gonna get a little bit rough. Like, you've already given up all your tier 2s as well, so EG, they have a clear objective. They can just go straight for your base when they want to. If they find it at DD as well, they are as well. Arbed's walking upriver. Oh, a tree. You saw that hesitation for a moment. It's like, wait,
there.
is this a bait? They know how badly I would love a DD right now.
It was. They smoked actually on LGD side only. X-Nova still.
Things will calm down for a moment, but LGD, they might feel this pressure to try and find a pickoff before the main engagement kicks off. And you already see the EG are split up. They're doing the same thing over and over again, and LGD have seen this time and time again. Gyro in one lane, Storm Spirit in another. And this time, the roles have shifted. This time, it's the support sitting behind their Storm. And RTZ is the one farming alone.
Out of range when used well, so the element of surprise here. Gonna pick off that dying.
Gone. No chance to even hit the mech. Things come out. They could go for the long range ball lightning onto Arme. He does have the BKB though. They need to wait for the vortex before they jump. And he'll TP out in time.
Wisely as well by the Puck, pushing out that mid lane as much as he can. Lay it a little bit. You would think the Undying is going to be a factor for fight coming up next when they put high ground.
I also love the way that Ramses is the carrier of this Orb Destruction. He's just able to get in, chip away a little every time. There's no real pressure, because if you're forcing yourself to commit onto this Ibadan, you've already lost the fight. All right, thanks. You've done a little bit of damage. Time to lifesteal that all back up, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, got his Lotus Ball delivered as well before the courier went down, so can't be too unhappy.
Like, who will die? Like, what will happen first? Will I run out of health, or will you run out of mana? It'll be a close one. Gyro is farming up though. It seems like EG are content to let this go later and later. Toss back. Ramses doesn't feel good about it anymore though. Being tossed that deep, has the Lotus Orb, does have the borrowed time, will have to pop it. And he'll have to reset. How the Tornado gets sidestepped.
Easy nearby though.
Yeah, if they come out to play, they might be in a little bit of trouble. And Arme feels confident about this. This may be his mistake. Maybe his downfall. Terrorize. Being charged up. Will be held in the end phase. Just to dodge out. There's more lightning in by Arme. And they stab the back line though. FY healed up by the Soul Rip. But it's going to come out. The BKB activated by RT. So he'll look to melt through the Brewlings. We'll actually force the buyback straight away out on FY, but he's far away from the fight, trying to get across in time. Dream Core's going to come out, just on the one. Abandon though. The target, no borrowed time for 10 seconds. The Terrorize to scare him away, won't be good enough. And now, Tiny being burst through, doesn't have the BKB anymore, will go down. Arbed chasing for more, looking forward onto the Park, who is silenced up, should be full as well. The damage overwhelms him and kills him off, and the root is out on the Brewmaster. Charles next to hit the deck, and LGD, hemorrhaging one kill off the other, enables EG just outside the base to go in and start hitting buildings.
Snowball just keeps coming and coming. They've got the Aghanim Scepter built up on the Gyrocopter, not even forcing him to use the cheese. Still has the Aegis here on Arbed as well, and that Bloodstone doing so much work. He's regenerating nearly 100 mana per second previously.
He's looking for more. But LGD, they're wise to this. They're giving a wide berth right now. They realize it's not the game if they lose this lane. But if they take an awkward fight, it could be.
I feel like LGD have kind of resigned themselves to this loss. We saw FY try and Sunstrike the one range creep that was kind of protecting against any sort of backdoor protection, but got 2 lanes pushing into the LGD base. Still going to be 30 seconds and to make any sort of counteraction.
And EG will not set up anything less than 2 lanes, and they won't have to. Hawk's still dead for 10 seconds, but want to have to fire back. Tiny doesn't have it available either, so they'll just get away with it. They'll back off, they say.
More control.
I was about to say, like, you know, no Aegis used. It's about to be claimed soon anyway, so if LGD want to make a move, it's now. This almost feels like you're close to desperation smoke play, right? Like, you should be smoking up and out of the base to try and find someone to retreat. Because if you just wait around, it might just be the same issue again, where you give a free rush over to EG.
Yeah, I mean, I thought all ultimates back online, except for the Dark Willow, which was up in 10 seconds, but seems like they're happy to just back off for now. Not going to have that Aegis counter being seconds, as you said. Big trouble, though. 23k net worth lead, 35-minute mark.
Door Plus basically says it's its amount with 99% chance to win. Aegis has been reclaimed, and that's the moment where Storm exploits it to the maximum to regen up.
Cheeky little play.
A little in and out. He's his own little takeaway at this point.
Imagine if he was 25 at that point. Try to just get all of those remnants.
Probably would have found a kill actually as well. Like, Nova was close by. Instead, they'll back off, push in on the lanes, and force LGD to come out on the map and make a mistake. They might make a mistake here. Arme, be easy BKB forces. Moving in. And Abandon's here as well. Tornado to zone them away though, so he doesn't have to use the BKB because that could be costly. So toss in, but Ramses is fine. Lotus will return the Homer Missile to Sender. They do back off. However, top lane is pushing in, mid is pushing in. It's just time being dragged away from the other lanes.
Crit has 5,000. Well, he hasn't spent yet, so... Oh, the double catch.
Terrorize, scares them away further, and the Bedlam comes out. Decent damage being done, but the Tornado by a little bit of time. The bull line is through, trying to get him low enough. We'll find the kill Undying. Tiny's low, Arme forced to fight like this. It's bad for him though. He does get the kill to Willow, but we'll go down for her. Now Somnus in deep, needs to retreat quickly, trying to get up the high ground with the waiting rift just in time. One more hit was all was needed. He does survive. They force the buyback out of Tiny though, and there's no overcommitment. EG, Willow is already going down like that. That's a big buyback coming out from LGD. Now clear win condition for EG. Clear
win condition, as you said, and Chalice, he was just sitting nearby. I feel like today is not the day for the offlaners. Most of seen some questionable plays all throughout. Now some of that burst damage is coming through with the Chrysalis picked up from the puck. You've got the, of course, the phase shift attack coming through. You've got the enchanted quiver, so it's all happening all at once. But no, I don't think it's going to be enough. It's too little, too late.
Everyone's just a little bit too tanky. You look at the lineup; they have decent sustain, ways to dispel, Lotus Orbs, Robotic Shields, Guardian Greaves to heal them up.
Panic.
Also, those BKBs. Yeah, let's not forget Satanics at the end of it all. Because, you know, if it wasn't like they've been kicked in the nuts already, that's just adding the fact that Gyro is going to sustain quicker and longer than the Tiny can in these fights.
He was doing a decent amount of work in that, just with his thing away, one that stood up towards him, but enough. He's nearly going to pick up that AC. Yeah. Gold away. That could turn the tide of the battle.
I like how they give him a broom handle after all this time. Like, here you go. Took a while. We realized this is good on you, by the way. And Roche might be up in 5 seconds. LGD...
Surely they wouldn't do that.
No. Surely Gaben wouldn't do such a thing. Did the gods bless it? 3 minutes. LGD get a lifeline. However, Somnus has just been forced to use the BKB. He needs to back away right now. We'll get out. You might see EG try and exploit this though. Bot lane. They won't be able to find FY. He'll get away in time. They're just trying to strip control. They're happy to wait for the Roche. They probably won't be as happy when they realize how long the timer is, but they've got Courier watching for the very moment that it comes up. And look at this. LGD out the base again. Crit. Throws out the Hex onto Arme. Terrorized as well, but he decides against it. Stun doesn't last that long in the end. Jump in, Dream Core comes down. Now the ball line in with the Vortex. Good control, the cooldown fast as well. Force out the BKB because the Terrorize doesn't clip in time. But RTZ is in. The Fear is out. Huck is down. So is FY. Nova being chased on. He will be found by RTZ while he also farms up the Tombstone. And look at this. R-based BKB is ran out. Flies, however, is looking juicy and long enough to bring down the Tiny as he will fall. That is the dieback they were looking for. And they can just roll into the base of LGD as they call the GG.
I mean, good timing on a bunch of different things there from LGD. Even getting the lucky, gets the last second. But EG, they just had such a snowballing style draft. Everything worked together really cohesively. And then as we were talking about before, heroes that
Can Dream clean up? He's trying to find the slug. We'll be able to get him. The fish is out. Cuts down a second. 4 dead on Navi. Make that 5. As this time Dream's able to turn up, get in position. Gambit pick apart Navi. As quickly as Navi take a brilliant fight down bottom, they're back to picking a bad one in mid.
They had to commit so much to actually kill the Star Spirit. We're not getting. Where's my fight recap? It's not appearing. No. They did a lot of damage. I saw the Drow Ranger actually sitting in the back line. Yeah, quite a lot. He got hit by the overgrowth, but he was all the way in the back lines, and he was able to get that nice spell usage coming out after pretty much Slark used everything. Yeah. And Vampire was really clutch too. That was an excellent echo, and he survives to get that follow-up fissure at the end too. Yeah, and so much done as well by GPK. Sure, does go down at the end of it all, but he pretty much gets to utilize his entire mana pool in the way that he was zipping from target to target and getting all that damage done. What people always say, right? If you're gonna die, at least use all your spells. Well, in a lot of scenarios. We'll see that one again here as Vampire gets an excellent jump, a good echo slam, and then watch the Drow's positioning pretty much the whole time here. Yeah, they just had no ways to sort of get to the Drow. You know, Dream knew from the start of this fight it was his job to sit back, multi-shoot away at these heroes. Yeah, he just constantly keeps hitting. Shoshlo's even on the low ground, but he's got a pipe, so he's this very tanky Nature's Prophet in the front lines, and it gives Dream all the space in the world to get that beautiful position for him, just chilling in the back lines. Gambit, just like that, back up to the 4K jump up. As we see, once again, their 3 cores take that commanding lead at the top of the board. Dude, Excess Vampire is playing very well in this series. And his Tusk performance was on point. In this game, he got this 13 minute Blink Dagger. He had excellent echoes. He's 3-0. I don't know how he hasn't died, well, actually. That's this is not an easy game for a Shaker run. Not versus the Veno and all that. Not against all these sort of damage over time. These heroes like the Veno, the Tree, that are likely to be in a position to trip you up before you're able to make the plays that he's doing. No, yeah, as you say, both game 1 and his Tusk here on the Shaker, he really has been pulling out the big plays. Tranquil Boots, everybody. Tranquil Boots are very good versus these damage over times. If you are sitting in back, if you're not getting hit too often, you can have situations where they do help you quite a bit. We'll see Gambit after being able to come out on top of a... They've got the item on the... look at the item on the bench. He's got Telescope and Vlad. He's like, let's go, baby. I'm ready to fight. My Drow Ranger's attack range is absurd. Drow, that is disgusting. Everyone's range is going to be quite high now because of this. Oh, no. How much does he actually... Look at his attack range on... Look at that. That's gonna add a lot. 125 plus 150 plus they've got the Hurricane Pike, I believe. Yeah, so I mean, on this with the multi-shot double range multiplier, that's not even fair. It's good luck against that one. If Dream's able to keep up with that same sort of positioning as he was able to do in that last fight, he is gonna be shooting you down from a mile off. And it should be easier for him now too, because he can actually break the root. He's got Manta, so yeah, definitely looking. You've got to get on top of this Drow. You have to. If Dream's able to go to work in the fights are just over every single time. This is Drow and Venge now in full force. Look at Venge's armor. 28 armor now. He's got the Craggy.
You want to kill the Venge, but then you don't want to kill the Venge, you want to kill the Drow. It's, the execution from Navi is going to be very hard to pull off. How do they tackle these fights? Who do they get the jump on?
They need Slark BKB to be able to just not worry about anything, not worry about Shaker, not worry about Storm, or run straight to that Drow.
But then Venge says, I got to swap.
Gotta do something. That's your supports to control this Venge. Yeah. That's their job there.
Asha, he's been found. Same time, see GPK starting to play around with Ilias in the trees. They're not content with just the one. They want to get Ilias, won't find him. He's able to TP out with that Ice Path play.
They're pinging the Rosh immediately. FNG's like, we got the Veno, go for Rosh. Smoke coming out. It does seem like Navi knows this is happening too with their wards. They do see them going into the pit.
Can they make a steal play? It feels hard.
They can't make it there in time. This is dying way too fast.
No, this Rosh is all Gambits. That is for certain.
Oh, they're so close to making it. The Tornado will connect on at least the Venge, but I don't think they can make a play off of it, even with their BKB on the Slark. He's considering it, though. Alacrity'd up.
Hey, maybe he could get FNG, or maybe not. Full-star save will be there, and FNG's going to walk off. Science throws out a route. Still a little close to the high ground, and the swap back and the blink out. Between the two of them, good tag team play from Vampire and FNG keeps them both at safe.
Yeah, and the force stuff as well was from Excess Vampire.
Oh, yeah,
save him initially,
right.
so yeah, nice little teamwork coming in between the two supports.
Commend the Shaker, very nice.
He showed 309. He's definitely owning. And it was, of course, the switch. Magical went for BKB instead of going for that Hex build.
Well, that's what I said, the Mindbreaker and Bloodstone on GPK. I mean, after these fights from Roshan taking, he's well on the way to the BKB as well.
Oh my, he's got the Arcane Rune too. I have seen Storms with this be able to, with an Arcane Rune, your mana region with this new, like everything with Bloodstone and all that, like you actually can zip so far now on Storm Spirit with this Arcane Rune combo.
And with the telescope, you know, that extra cast range on the Bull Lightning.
And extra inch from being near Vengeful Spirit with the 13 primary. No, it's definitely, it's looking like a really solid performance here for the Storm now.
Everything is falling into place for Gambit's heroes.
Yep.
They've got the items. They've found the finds. Telescope Venge. Couldn't be any better for them, I'll be honest.
Yep. 37.4 mana regen on the Storm at the moment already.
Yep.
Uh-oh. How do you, at least the nice thing we did say is that Magical did go for BKB. I think that's really important in this game because now he's not at risk of just dying immediately at the start of a fight from a Storm Spirit zipping on him.
I think multi-shot says otherwise. You've seen what that does.
Yeah.
It does terrifying things.
It hurts. As he does have the talent as well now, of course we saw at level 20, so that's gonna hurt a lot. Most definitely gonna hurt a lot. Navi is still looking to set up some plays here and keep their aggression going. Right now, Pasha is nowhere near the team, though. Right? This could be a pretty disastrous situation if they do get caught out here, as FNG is smoked, and he's looking.
Oh, he may be...
the tree? The one tree?
A little bit of a free kill here, unless Vampire can keep it safe. Does try and force back FNG. BKB's going to be popped by Crystallize. He looks to commit. You see straight away, GPK goes for the backlines. Siege tries to scout out the action that's going on there as Crystallize continues to try and lock down on Vampire. They get both of the supports. Buyback's going to come out from Vampire's Gambit. Looks to try and turn. GPK, he's up to the cliff. He's back down. It's going to be able to use some self-defensively. No, in fact, Zillius trying to hold him back. GPK straight back down after Yules. Will be able to chase down and pick up a second with the help of Dream. Double kill for the Drow. GPK falling low. They lose the Aegis. But of course, getting those Bloodstone charges. So GPK will happily trade for that.
He knows he's there.
Chase.
Oh, he's got a sentry in the area, but I'm not able to actually get it. He saw him take that rune.
And again, Navi, sure, they trade, they get the support kills. The buyback does have to come out from Vampire. The Aegis does get lost by GPK, but still not really enough from Navi to get back control of this game as Gambit still hold this very low 7k lead and just continue to have these heroes that are growing more and more out of control.
Yeah. The Slark did use the BKB, so it's down to that 9 seconds, but Invoker did at least hold it on the side of Navi, so that is the one other gain there. But definitely a good aggressive move there for them to at least force a buyback. Now it's like, okay, we look, who bought back? It's Excess Vampire. If they can get on that Shaker again, definitely proved to be some problems for Gambit as he's a lot of their control inside that team fight. But now a full BKB on GPK, he's probably feeling really, really safe to just go very hard committed into the backlines here. He was a little bit reluctant.
Huge. I mean, there's a basher. There's at least something. But it's not going to be a lot, and probably not enough to lock down this Storm quite yet. You are still looking at Magical to get that Hex after the BKB, which still got a bit of ways to go for.
Oh, looks like they saw that TP coming in. Zayats.
And they find him. No detection on the two of them.
He's being sneaky.
Will stay. Very hidden. Dream just shoving that lane in. Navi are coming across. They are able to find at least FNG to start things off.
Nice Fissure again.
Again, gets them away. XS Vampire playing safe, and Crystallite did commit the BKB for that attempt. They'll try and go in now onto the Vampire. The Shaker's been surrounded. Ice Path, Macropire down. They've locked down the Shaker. Vampire's gone. That's one down. FNG falls as well. Navi, they're striking back hard. They'll go towards GPK, but GPK with the BKB zips right across. Finds Ilya separated from the rest of the team. Back towards the midst of it all. Crystallize has still got the backup he needs to find Shashlo. 3 kills for Navi. As this time round, Dream was unable to confidently stand in position as Gambit got picked apart in front of him. And Crystallize is able to, to make things happen on the Slark. And again, it's a difficult game for him, but 7-2 and 7.
Yeah.
With sort of the odds against him, with the lead that Gambit have and the heroes that they've come into this game with. He's getting this action. He's getting these permanent SSU stacks. He's up to a permanent plus 11. Once he has the Abyssal Blade, of course, between that and this inevitable magical Hex, they will have good stun and control to catch out heroes like the Storm.
Yeah. In that last situation, they got the great smoke clearing out to their jungle, and they found the Venge, and Vampire had to show himself, and he had to use his Force Staff. That's the important thing. He had to use the Force to save the Venge, so then he can't actually force himself away from when that Slark does get on top of him. So we do see here he gets caught, he gets used up to cancel TP, Sure Pounce misses, but he's already in such a devastating position. There's nothing that anybody can really do to help him. You see GPK tries his hardest, same thing with FNG, but that's all they're able to really contribute. Great
line from Ilias as well, just having that follow-up Ice Path, making sure that Vampire wasn't able to pop out an Echo Slam or something to disrupt any advance from Crystallize after the BKB wore off. Still a bit of a mountain for Navi to climb, but fights like that showing that they still have that potential to swing this.
Yeah, they've gotten away with not losing too much. Like we were mentioning, they could lose a lot in this early game, in this early to mid game, with having a Slark, which can be a bit greedy. But they made it to 34 minutes, still 9K behind. They really just want to be able to try to commit and fight on that next Rosh. I think that's probably the biggest one, because I think if you give this Storm another Aegis, that's where you're really going to start having big problems in your lineup. Because your BKBs are going to start ticking lower and lower inside of all the fights. Although Magical's been very patient with his. But they've got to find some time to be able to assert themselves aggressively on the map, at least. Long jump.
As Zayats knows that he can't really do that. Very, very risky. Showing himself in a game against the Storm with as many Bloodstone charges that GPK does have.
They seem to think that he's still down here.
Just making sure they grab the bounty runes. Navi will be able to get out and get the two themselves top. See if they are able to maintain control of that outpost up towards that 40-minute mark.
They were still pinging down bottom in those trees. Seemed like FNG was like, I know him, I know how he plays, he's still there. But no, he already did rotate up top.
How close are we seeing? About 50 gold. The recipes are all in place, so Crystallize will have Abyssal Blade complete. Of course, at the cost of buybacks. We did see that being a bit of a downfall for Navi.
We did see that be a big people, and they all commit. They're full committed. Hex is also bought by the Invoker.
All right, they've got to make big plays happen now, Navi. They've gone all in. They are 10k down. It's understandable why they want to take this risk. And it's all revealed. Crystallize in with the Abyssal. The follow-up Ice Path. They killed the big one. GPK's down for 90. The chase on for more as FNG with the swap tries to separate Crystallize from the rest of the team. BKB committed by Crystallize. A buyback's going to come out for GPK.
Long zip.
He wants to try and turn this. He's coming in with the zip. Can he find the angle? He's still holding on to his mana. He's going to slowly take the advance. Now he sees an opportunity. He got an drain and he goes for the Hex. Magical's got him out this time. The Ice Path's there. Crystallizes in. They're on to be brought back for this. DK gets back up. He gets the BKB off in time though. Is able to sell fuels. Will keep himself safe. They've killed off Pasha. Now GPK. He's ready to go to work. He's in. Looking for somebody to get the Abyssal Blade. He got caught out. That's a dieback from GPK.
Oh my god.
A man that's had some brilliant moments, but that was that was what we call a throw in the industry. That he brought back and he died back. Understandable. He did not expect potentially the Hex to be there from Magical as well as the Abyssal Blade reveal earlier. But then he gets caught out for a second time by the Abyssal.
Yep.
He's dead for a long time, and Navi continue to open this game back up.
He extended so far forward to try to go for those kills here. Now Shashlo, Vampire is sitting on the sidelines holding on his Echo Slam, but can't commit forward. And these kills are all worth so much gold since they were behind. Oh man, Navi.
I mean, it paid off. We said that's the risk. Sure. You don't have buyback, but you're suddenly turning up with this Hex and this Abyssal Blade, and it's just got you a massive 2 kills. Not only on the Storm Spirit, but as we're seeing on heroes left, right, and center, Navi making the real big call there to go all in, and it has paid off massively.
Yeah, and it was into a Drow Ranger who had just picked up the level 25 as well. And why was Drow Ranger in that fight? He actually could not really commit too much into it because the Storm just died, like you said. He just got completely controlled. They weren't able to follow up versus these double BKBs popped by Navi. It's down to a 3K gold lead. Experience probably in favor of Navi now pretty soon.
He's in. Abyssal Blade bashes out. ZFNG is gone. Dead for 75. No buyback available for him either. As Navi can push on. Onto this tier 3 still. They have to respect the defensive potential. Dream turret. Magical's dead.
Oh. Gotta give a little bit more respect to the Drow Ranger there.
Yeah, you can't forget how big Dream is right now. And Navi, after losing Magical as quickly as they can, now see if GPK can find any extra catches.
He's probably a little bit more careful now this time.
Gotta be wary.
He's now queued up the Lincolns immediately.
He needs it. He needs it.
Needs more ways to protect himself for sure. Oh, it's either that or he just needs to have better positioning in order to protect him, right? Because they do have the Venge, they do have the 4-step on that Earthshaker. So in theory, if they are all right behind him, they should be able to get him to protect quite decently with all that. But a Lincoln's on top will just make it that much easier for them. Yeah, Navi with some very nice movements, but then the Invoker Magical just not respecting the Drow in the base there.
Lincoln Spheres for all the causes, it seems, Dream.
Yeah, I think they all queued it up. This is what it seemed like.
I mean, yeah, against these sort of aggressive jumps by Crystallize, you need it. You've got to somehow stop this Slark from getting on top of you as easily as he is able to do so with that Abyssal.
It's just nice too. If the more Lotus Orbs they have, the more Lincolns they have, the more they can just even throw on the Storm Spirit, and then he can actually commit a lot easier into those backlines.
40 minutes in, will be both teams holding on to each outpost, so no XP differences going to be growing from that. Roshan is up. Eyes on met by Navi.
Ooh, scan.
Not really the quickest of Roche lineups that Navi do have, so...
No, they don't really have any... They have a medallion at least, that's one thing, but yeah, it's not the same as Gambit's, where Gambit will kill it in seconds.
Not at all. And of course, tier 4 item time, so we're going to get to see some rarer if the neutral items come out. And Navi's in. Looking for this play before they do try for Roshan. They can get a kill. That could give them the time, and look at their pan. Dream needs help, and he'll get it. FNG with the swap save. Well, up Hex is there. Number 4 gets Dream out of there. FNG will fall. Shastro's going to turn up to the front lines. The fight just goes straight in with the TP and the BKB. Roots out. GPK pulls the BKB. Crystallizes, get the bashes, though. GPK's got to keep his distance. He heads straight over towards the Venomancer. Fishes out. Locked down onto Pasha, but the Living Armor's keeping Pasha safe. They'll turn to Shashlo. GPK, can he get back in on this to finish the kill? He will jump back in onto Pasha. Finally, with the help of XX Vampire, they'll get the pick off. Navi only able to find FNG. The multi-shot, look at that range. Will hit Magical, but not enough damage to get the kill. So just, again, the 1-for-1, the bigger loss. So being Navi dropping the offlaner. Pasha, he's gone. And Navi, you know, they were trying their luck a bit there, seeing if they could get a clean pick off to open up for a Roche attempt. Wasn't going to be the case. That
No, a bit of a tough positioning for them to really dive forward there. And it's always the risk, too, is because you're looking at Vampire. He hasn't had these situations lately where he's actually able to get the Echo shot, but the threat of the Echo is there. You saw them, they were kind of getting clumped up for a second, and I saw them all just like Delta split because they're like, oh god, we're clumped. Got to be careful still versus that Shaker.
Oh, so both teams actually getting themselves a hold of the flicker. Magical's going to hold onto it for the escape means, and the same to be said for Zayt's tree. Very nice, you know, going for the blink ult play and then just sort of flickering out of there, making it a little harder for them to react to your initiation.
Who has the other
sorry,
one?
yeah, Zayt's. Wait, what? They got both?
Oh, someone must have dropped it on the floor and they picked it up, I guess.
Dream had it.
Because Dream had it. He must have put it on the ground. Oh,
he
man.
had it in his backpack. They got the double flicker, Navi. All right. Well, that's a tier 4 item that you just sort of let go to the opponents, and that's not a bad item for Navi to have. They'll say, well, we'll take that.
I mean, yeah, the Dispel is always going to be nice, especially versus any type of silences. So they have the what is this item called? I keep it. Mindbreaker. That's the one silence, and then the Gust that can always just be quickly removed.
Prince's Knife as well. The passive Hex could certainly catch someone out. You got to watch out. Whoever has that, it really can catch you off guard. Now you're not just playing against Abyssals and Cypher Vices. There's that passive Hex Strike. That 1.5 seconds just opens up for a whole scenario of pain.
They can control you for a very long time, as we do have an Illusionist Cape on FNG. He's using that to scout out inside. He gets the swap back. Crystallize.
Cross the BKB. Turns straight away towards Dream. Dream trying to get away. Lincoln Sphere will be procced, but FNG gets blocked off by the Ice Path. BKB from 8. Crystallize will end. He has to back off. GPK wants to fight. He goes in for the bash. Look at the bash up into the root. Heals himself up. GPK is still good to fight. And so he'll use that last remaining time of the BKB to get himself back away. Again, both teams not wanting to commit once the BKB durations end.
Crystallize.
Around this pit.
Crystallize BKB, they used Overgrowth and they used Veno ult, and there's no Shadow Dance for quite a bit of time here.
Trying to go for it. He does take it quickly. Navi, they don't have the BKB on Crystallize. Magical, still with his to pop if he wants to commit.
GPK did use his Bloodstone to reset and heal up a little bit in that back lines there. As their Shrine was on cooldown, it's still on cooldown for 70 seconds. They're slowly trying to whittle down this Rosh. Nice Fissure, does seem to block him in. Another Arcane Rune.
GPK will be able to secure it for himself.
Takes a little bit of harassment there, but... And in the meanwhile, Shoshlo is pushing down bottom.
Dream is forced to pop his BKB again there.
Ooh.
Hung around a little later and had to pop it to safely get back to the high ground out of the river.
That is a 7-second or 6-second now down.
It's going down.
He does have the CDR, so it is going to be up very, very quickly at least for him, but it's a little painful. But now Shoshlo with the split push, trying to reclaim here some of their outposts. But he might actually just get surrounded on right now as the Hex comes forward.
With the play, see Vampire, can he help him out? Shasha's going to pop the BKB, GPK goes straight for the back lines, he's on top of Patcha, Patcha will fall, they've got the Veno, Veno's down for 80. We'll see if they can turn for next. Dream focuses and sends it towards Crystallize, Crystallize trying to pass away, but he cannot escape.
Oh my god.
Instead, with the BKB popped by GPK, he's on top of Magical, BKB in a Ghost Walk. Do you have any detection, any catch? The Fissure block! Excess Vampire is trying to read it, but they don't have any further detection or catch, so Magical will get out of there. Still though, 2 big core kills that Gambit are able to find.
And Gambit, I believe, also got... Did they have the outpost in time, too? I think they have the outposts in time, both of them, and they get all 4 bounty runes.
Giannis. It's 7.23.
Oh my god, it's 45. I'm sorry. Hey, got it. Well, they got all the bounty runes. They got all 4 bounty runes. They won the fight, and they get a rush.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so hard to get used to all the changes happening so fast.
No, we're getting pretty deep in the game as well now, 45 minutes in.
Yep. Big moves coming out for Gambit, and they're starting to approach, what, level 30, at least on the Drow. I mean, 28, he's still got like 12,000 experience or something for it, but a huge situation there for them. I mean, Drow is
because didn't Navi need to choose to try and play that aggressive play to defend that outpost?
I'm not sure, right? I think maybe they got caught. That's why I was like, wait, they were fighting top so adamantly.
He's got the opening Echo Slam onto Magical. Magical ball caught the BKB in with the help of Ilias. He can't get out of there, but the swap back, FNG brings Magical back into the clutches of the right click off this Dream Drow. He has to buy back.
Sunstrike. Wilson at him.
Number 1. See if Pasha can get in, drops down the arc, flips onto a couple of them. Shashlo with a huge amount of magic resistance, though he really does not care. GPK's back in onto Pasha. Pasha is dead. No buyback on him for 85 seconds. They'll start to zip around, lay the remnants around Ilias as they get the mid-racks.
They're just
Gambit, 22k lead now.
They're causing a lot of havoc in the fights, which is allowing Dream to just sit in the back on him. He's 13-2-9. He's doing so much damage. They've got a leveler, I think leveler on the Nature's Prophet, so he's starting to bring down those buildings too quite fast. Navi forced to double buyback.
Be careful. Crystallize off the Shadow Dance. They'll go in, but Dream's BKB again just stands his ground, turns and opens up fire onto Zayat. Now goes for Crystallize. Crystallize BKB is surely about to end.
My
Cannot
God.
get out. Has to buy back as now Navi pressured behind the racks. Can they really punish Gambit for this? Shasho, the BKB's back up, holds his ground, sprouts out, trapping up Ilias. Ilias saved by the Glimmer Cape, gets himself away, but a second Rax will look to go down as Dream beats upon it. The Treants as well are out there helping out. As a second Rax goes, Magical, BKB pop, Shashlo just causing such
Magical.
an issue. There's the multi
Oh my
shot
God.
cutting down Magical. He has to sneak away with the Ghost Walk. Will escape. FNG staying
He's still
alive on minimal health as Gambit take the objectives, lose nothing themselves, force out multiple buybacks from Navi.
Look at Trow's damage. My God, dude. He's able to just keep himself in the back every
He just
time.
sits back and presses E.
They have so many different ways to protect him. Like GPK is going in and he's making this. It's like attention. They have to pay attention to the storm, and it just gives Drow all the freedom to sit in the back. He keeps throwing the Lincolns onto his Storm Spirit as well to try to protect them from the hexes, and it's allowing them to make a lot of room. And that is that's a massive swing in these last few moments. That's a 16,000 gold swings over that with the experience swing as well, all over a fight around an outpost that wasn't even an outpost.
He's dual wielding. He's got the double butterfly Dream.
Oh, he
so
does.
much damage potential. I mean, you see that if Dream is able to sort of stand in place, get the multi-shot out, you cannot fight in that area. It's sort of the... It feels like the same mechanic of, when you see like a whole load of marching machines, it's just a whole area where you can't fight into. There's nothing you can really do to stop it unless you find the hero on the back lines. But the problem is with multi-shot, there's not really any counter. You can't itemize, there's nothing will stop it. It is gonna rip you apart.
Well, you can go Ghost Scepter, but
Oh, okay, that's true. Anyone can go.
I don't think anyone actually has one in this game. It's tough to go for those type of items, but could even be one of those that you might look back on and be like, you might have to consider something like that, because this Drow he's putting in so much work, and it might be like overlooked because of how much of GPK is jumping in and he's all these saves, but yeah, he just sits in the back, and they have Force Stabs and Lincolns and other things aplenty to protect him. Yeah, they've just got a firm grasp with this game now. After that, they're gonna have two lanes constantly pushing in, and when you have a Nature's Prophet and you have two lanes constantly pushing in, it makes your game a hell of a lot easier. And they're all picking up massive items now as they got that huge gold accrued.
Look at Pasha. Pasha locked out by the Fisher. Gambit.
They're breaking Lincolns. But it's got like a 5-second cooldown, because it's a 40% cooldown reduction Drow. So Lincolns is back up on the Drow, of course.
Ilias. We'll get back up to the high ground there with that full staff play. BKB on cooldown for a little bit. Shash though on the side. They've found Zayat, the tree, hiding in the trees. He gets the ult out. Stepping blast down the Nova. Jumping for Crystallite. They're picking off FNG. FNG is gone. He'll now get himself on top of Dream. Can he do the damage? GPK is going to be there by the side of Dream's helping out. GPK gets hexed out. The silence of Crystallite. The Echo Slam as well. Crystallize is dead. They're dying left, right, and center on Navi. This one is over and done with. GG well played is called, and Gambit will close up the second game, taking both of the games here in the series 2-0 for Gambit.
Yeah, so they looked like they had a fighting chance again for some time, but overall Gambit, as soon as they started getting these items built up and all these different forms of save, these multiple Lincolns too,
Told you a storm was coming.
That is wider than anywhere else. Thanks for pointing that out, Kips. Can't unsee it now. But what we will get to see is EG looking to be a bit more greedy here, as they did pick up an RTZPL.
You love to see it.
Do you?
Enjoy seeing that if he does get to the 20. Do they have enough to deal with it early on? I would say so. Troll is able to get a lot of them blinded when he uses the axes, can burst him down if you catch him out. Yeah, they've got double heal, I suppose, coming from the Chen and the Legion Commander, but
Even then.
it's still possible.
I feel like this is a type of game where you have to pick up Hooded Defiance as a PL. There's just too much magic damage, and well, you don't have the cheese strat of Chen plus bunch of center. You can no longer get better than pipe values out of neutral creeps.
How some of these supports are built, because I heard a few other casters talk about this, and I don't know how much I agree with it. Might just wait until after the initial bounty runes get picked up and they head back towards their lanes.
Ramses getting the body blocks in, so you will yoink up that top rune, 2 apiece.
So the way that a lot of people were seeing it is you come to lane without a lot of the regen that you would normally have, and then you use the money that you get from the bounty runes to be able to then purchase it up and ferry it out to you, especially now because you've only got your own couriers, so you don't need to worry about hogging the courier, for example, for the mid lane who might need salve. But my thing is, a lot of these
mid lane might die.
Good enough.
Oh, that toss back. The cheeky rotation, and Somnus should be the first blood as Arbeg gets the kill. Alright,
Well,
consider your point now. The murder has commenced.
That the start I was expecting.
Crit looks to
Most
deliver.
of these teams are good enough that they would be scouting out what the other team has, right? Because you want to exploit something. If they've got a buckler, you don't want to be trading right clicks with them, etc., etc. Similar to how Fly kind of did it in the bot lane, he just had a headdress to start with, and so he purchased the Tango after that. But if they were watching, they should have known that he didn't have that, and he was ferrying it out to him. So that's an easy pick off, and it means you're suddenly left with no Tangos in lane, and it makes it very, very hard themselves to actually sustain anything constantly. So I don't know how I feel about that. You know, being able to take a lot of what you need to brawl to lane and then buying the regen.
I like that it's more flexible though, right? Because some lane up matchups you need more armor, others you just need the direct regen from headdress. We've seen Bassi prioritize on some, even boots. I like that it gives it a little bit more freedom, because let's be honest, right? Most of the time it was just turning into, let's pick up tangos, let's pick up salve, and let's maybe get a mango or two. It wasn't very innovative. It's the same reason they removed Stout Shield, is there was just very clear optimal starting builds.
Yeah, everyone was doing the exact same thing. Like, I guess back when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I was the state champion of Yu-Gi-Oh! By the way.
Oh no.
18. By the way, Ramsey's about to die.
Yep, no, Somnus is about to die. I don't care about Ramses, this is a bigger one. Somnus under the tower again as crit found a haste rune. Sorry, Ramses, I do care about you, buddy, but the bigger deal is the fact that Storm already has 2 kills to his name. SF, a hero that can sometimes suffer at level 1, is already dead twice before 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dying more than 3 times before the 10-minute mark, I don't want to say you've lost, but you've had a horrible game as the SF here, and they're just continuing to ferry more and more into this snowball that is Arbed.
Yep, because Chris still had a lot of time left in that haste. He ran all the way back to the fountain, picked up the bottle, and was the core for Arbed.
Yep, and you can see here the response to that. X-Nova realizes, well, my core's had a garbage lane. I need to make sure I'm stacking for him so that he's able to come back in some capacity. Treyway might be waiting until the 7-minute mark to pick up his neutralized ASAP, but it needs to happen. Good on X-Nova for realizing it.
Yeah, same from FY. They stacked 2 camps. And this is all for the SF. It's not like anyone can stack farm these right. Like Arme, you don't really carry anymore. The trolls. I doubt you could get away with this game either.
You couldn't get away with it, no. The speed of EG's draft would be far too much.
FY? Well, they knew what was going to happen. They realized that when you kill the SF twice, there's probably going to be a reset attempt by the supports. And as a result, they find a kill into the line. They also broke down a few trees, so it's going to be even harder to try and gank Abed now.
His credit though, Somnus is basically dead even on the experience front to Abed, so good job there. Gets all of that crit.
He's so slow.
Down.
Toss up says yoink. That'll be for me, because Tiny does have a bowl.
What were we talking about before when I revealed my accolades of being good at Yu-Gi-Oh when I was 13?
I feel like you kind of got interrupted at that point, and I had a feeling it was going to be 5 minutes of self-egoing.
No,
But
it's not me.
no,
Maybe a bit.
except for with Yu-Gi-Oh, apparently.
Oh, Ramses.
Ame, I think Ame's the one being baited in here. Under the tie you go! No, he doesn't want to do it. Ramses is too low. He realizes if he does it, he's going to lose his core. Which is a worthwhile trade in the eyes of Crit, not so much in the eyes of Ramses. They do interrupt the south, though.
Why rotates through, but not achieving much, and again...
This time, it's a different support, though.
Longcrafter.
Yeah, not the way you're
chain lightning.
expecting it as well. Good God. So maybe he's not going to deliver this game. Troll's not going to deliver it anytime soon. Do you just try and enable Chalice now?
I guess. No, Troll's not having a bad time.
Sure, it's going to take him a lot longer to be online compared to maybe an Abaddon or an SF to have a good start.
I guess so. It depends on if they are able to get any picks as well, because one thing Troll obviously does really well, especially in combination with this Abaddon, quickly take down towers.
Speaking of Abaddon, he bit off more than he could chew. The Stormcrafter arrives, RTZ baits him in and gets himself a kill. I think the other issue is if you compare these offlaners, right, the difference with Legion and why I always kind of felt like Legion was a bit better is it has snowball potential to be like a big threat itself, whereas inevitably as an Abaddon you eventually reach a point where you're just kind of a support, a glorified support, unless you somehow get like 5 kills in the first 10 minutes. They are. Avalanche toss. They choose a different one. FY is low. The Hex can come out, but the stun doesn't connect on both, and Crit will just club him down casually. Sleeper's out. They do find the kill to Abed in return, though. Crit has to run for the high hills. We'll find a haste room for his trouble, maybe.
Haste.
No, is he going to go for it? He gets in time, but the final hit comes out, and they still get the kill.
All right. So he's recovered. I don't want to say completely, but getting a kill is always useful to have in that mid lane, especially against Abed. Surprised that he only gave 228 gold, though.
The XP is the bigger deal, though. Somnus is now ahead. And there it is. Full lightning straight away. Abed goes in because Chen was hanging around. They're willing to dive this tower because they have the ice armor. Somnus can't even click them back because he'll be slowed down as a result. He will fall.
So obnoxious. Having this harpy.
Just the harpy. It's the ice armor as well, right? Because the moment you turn, even if you just right click them once, the movement speed reduced. Such a frustrating creep to find. And we saw some teams earlier today try to innovate the Chen's impact with these type of creeps by going for the Doom instead, but Chen still proving why he's better.
Yeah. Oh, that first trusty shovel, nice cheeky item for you to have if you're fly. Pick up an extra for his team, you know.
He didn't even let Abed have it. Got a ball. Wasn't a long walk either.
It's fine. I think Abed can't complain at all about how this mid lane's.
No, it's like, no, there's attacks on this fly, all right? If you get one more kill, I'm okay that you picked up that bounty. But you can already see it. The X-Nova is waiting here at all times, has 2 points in the stomp to deter them. Oh, shovel on the other side now. Picked up by the Troll Warlord. And he's not as lucky as Fly. The crappy little
Had a
kobold.
lot lately, like getting the like for like matchups on both sides. I think we saw it with a Philosopher's Stone previously. There was that had that kind of build. Again with the stack ups happening.
Oh, Abed. He up at the Hex, but they can't get the next race. He'll move away in time. They get the Arcane Rune as well. I think that's like a false positive scenario, though. I don't think there's a correlation right now with the same items. It's just you remember it more, right? It's like, oh, both teams got a Titan liver, for example. It's like, wow. So the huge advantage they have is now even. Or is it? Because this hero uses it better. Abed's back, by the way.
Okay. I got recalled in by the by Fly. I'm gonna try and get on this back line here.
Boy, oh boy, he says. Rubs his hands together, and he smells gold. We'll find FY, but he's hexed up for the time being. Tossed through. He's one more hit.
Very
Stop
nice.
though. Nice save coming
FY.
out. Crit is extremely low now.
TP
Trying to
coming
move in,
in.
but the stomp's going to count for the Centaur. However, Troll does rotate in time to find the kill. However, Arbed does still get his original kill. Chen will TP away, but he leaves behind his poor little army. They scream, "Daddy, why have you forsaken us?" Nice mech complete now on Fly though.
They were able to get at least one of those stacks on SF at the time.
Ooh. What was that coming out for Troll? I think it goes Iams, right?
He already got it, I believe.
Actually, no. No, that might have been the first blade, actually, because he's got 3.8k net worth. Abaddon? This is not the way you can play Abaddon on this lane.
No. I mean, let's have a look at RTZ's timings. He got a couple of Wraith Bands. He's having an okay time. Top of net worth. Trying to think what exactly...
Why going down? Another stomp coming out from Nova. Ramses is still pretty fast though with the overwhelming odds and the phase boots. Arbed out of mana. Got the wand. Get up to the high ground in time. And can just pop that shrine to get back up to full.
Us just running forward into this shrine area. Be careful, there's 3 heroes on EG side.
It's bold to say the least, Con. But no toss because the illusions are working against him as a result, but it buys enough time to secure the outpost. Crit. Get out of here, he says.
Get out of my face.
Top, another fight going on. Stomp comes out on Arbed. Can they get a root? Nope, it's going to be stun control on the troll instead, but now he gets the roots after he uses the battle trance. And the duel coming out. This is not a duel you want, Ramses. What? Alright, that's a win as well. He got the damage.
I mean, that's one way to come back into the game if you're LGD. Woof.
Questions will be asked right now. And it's a troll. You have to respect the damage he has. Thomas in the bot lane being chased onto. Avalanche coming out, but there's no diffu. You don't have the slows to control him up. Thomas chooses to turn around with the Requiem though. Holds it. Doppelgang gets forced out and they're going to retreat. Flyers here now. Does have the mech in case they get too low, but FY coming in with the Invis rune. Wants to try and punish them here. Chance is still pretty deep. There's the mech going to be used. Chance needs to retreat. Stun out of the 2. Ball lightning, long range, going in deep on the Thomas, but the Hex comes out. The Requiem charge up as well. And Storm Spirit now in trouble and dead. No escape. Will go down.
A costly death there for Arbed. So what was a great laning stage for him, he's now 4th on the net worth.
And a Courier dead as well. I feel like this is what we see from Storms a lot, right? You get that confident start and you still don't you kind of forget that your hero is still only level 8, right? It's not like you got level 2 ball lightning. It's not like you're at this stage where you assert dominance with Kaya. You're still incredibly vulnerable.
And it's not even the case of he had a great time. Yeah, he made some decent plays, but it was his supports rotating through that got those kills for him. Let's not mince words. Like a lot of it was fly and crit. So feeling a little bit too confident, a little bit too cocky at this.
Now Arme coming down to the bot lane. Another kind of ridiculous thing is that you can actually capture outpost while smoked. Wonder when that's going to get changed. It doesn't even reveal, like, this is a stupid part. It doesn't reveal you. I feel like that should maybe be the balance point. It should at least reveal you when you complete the action, but nope.
Oh, when you finish it.
Yeah. Fly. Well, I'll press the attack to try and get him out, but the slows are going to be there. The creeps are working against him right now, but they will suddenly catch up with LGD. They will get this tower, however. Meanwhile, mid lane as well, forcing crit away from his tower. Will create the space that LGD need to secure the tier 1 in the bot. And EG just not ready to fight. Arbed, as we already mentioned, now behind PL. RTC still doesn't have that diffusal blade yet.
Ramsey's creating as much space as he can. He's got 4 people chasing after him.
Death seems like a sure inevitability at this stage. That's exactly what will happen as the LGD overwhelm him. Space he'll say for his other cause, but what are they really doing with that space right now?
Yeah, still holding onto the Finger of Death as well, so he's only got the 0 actually charges into it. Realizing that, wow, such a long cooldown that he needs to make it worth wouldn't be a guaranteed kill.
Yeah. It would be nice to stack up the damage, but that's not the real reason you pick Light in this game. It's all about that lockdown for the Storm more than anything else.
Yeah, or the PL if you're able to.
Definitely a harder deal, though. Chalice will back away. Doesn't want to risk getting dueled.
Just went belly up.
And that's another Courier. Hello, Abed.
Fortified.
Bit deep. Doesn't have much mana left. Actually needs to get out right now. This is a little bit greedy. We'll make his escape the TP just in time for the raise. No, maybe he doesn't go for it. I think he actually had range there. I guess he was like, nah, Abed plays Storm a lot. There's no way he mismathed this and is dead from this. He must be further away.
Now, I don't want to harp on about a previous point, but both teams got Royal Jelly as well. Maybe there's something to it. Ice Frog works in mysterious ways. Mid lane.
Arme doesn't work in mysterious ways. It's pretty straightforward. He just wants to take the mid tower and they'll turn around and find a kill on the Chen. Chalice moves forward for the borrowed time activate. He needs to back away before he comes to dual target though. Stomp comes out onto the PL. RTZ will be protected by the press the attack, allowing him to move away. And they reinitiate in. Chalice is too far away already. A lot of damage from the overall nods. Earth split it through just to zone them away and ensure LGD get out without a casualty.
Chasing though, the big thing in that fight was that Fly died and he still had 10 one charges, a full mech, and Hand of God ready to be used. That could have gone a very, very different way for LGD. Not able to pick him up in such fashion.
Looks like Fly's maybe playing a little bit too far forward. He's got away with it up to this point, but now this should be where he calms down a bit and realizes I'm a clear target because I have all this sustain for the rest of my team. So I can't be first in and last out.
Easy Implore for him. Wonder if that'll go to...
I think PL.
I guess you would give it to the PL, yeah. You combine it together with the Phantom.
I haven't tested, like, does it work on the illusions? I think they get the Implore hit, right? Each illusion.
Surely
Nah,
not.
surely not. That'd be pretty busted. But it's good with the rush anyway. ET gets rushed in the river meanwhile. Bed not too cocky this time. Has got the car line. Still does not have the level 2 ball on it just yet. What have we got on Somnus? It looks like it's drums into BKB coming out from the SF. We're going to get active as quickly as possible. Realizes Troll's the win condition. Just let him be greedy with his Maelstrom into Mjolnir. Create space. Take towers.
Let him use his own shovel as well. Get maximum use out of it. Complains about efficiency, it's only him to blame.
Hey, you know, he doesn't need any regen because he's got all these salves. Stacking them up.
They've got the net as well on FY here, so shout someone like Hale. I bet Storm Spirit gameplay.
New Sumail for EG.
New mail.
Looks like there is a message coming in right now. They want to send it straight direct to LGD. The Earth through won't be good enough because they healed up, and now the turnaround. Arbed jumping in. Look at on FY. Fly moving away quick enough to toss forward though. Fly arrives, and now he's in a bit of trouble. The Requiem forced him away. They still do get the kill on the line. And all of a sudden, LGD do not want to fight as they are man down. Troll has now arrived.
Fly's looking very confident. He's still got all those healing abilities up online, so they still want to keep pushing forward.
Straight well next Nova. Trying to burst through quick enough. Can they do it? Hand of God to keep him up and healthy. And Ramsey's buys enough time to turn around the kill off the SF and the ET. And Arbed backs away in time. Arbed just being kited out in the meantime. Nelson pops once, but won't pop again. Battle Trance used just to get rid of the illusions and be able to maybe chase forward, but Arme's too slow. 5 now, so they might be able to find a kill finally. Fly's moving away just in time. Throws down the ward as well, given the vision onto FY. Avalanche comes up, interrupt the formation again. Narben back in for a kill. Gets onto the Troll Warlord. Chalice just being ignored for this whole engagement. Might finally punish Arbed for this as he brings him down. But on the back line, FY will fall to Arteezy. All that just for the kill onto Arbed. And now you might lose more as Chalice is all alone here. Borrowed time is pop. He'll farm the creep. That's the best you can do. Because afterwards, you're going to your grave.
TP straight back into his death does FY, and again it's a great phenomenal usage of all of their healing abilities when they're up online. You know, FY in a vulnerable position, but Fly realizing that, look, we can keep pushing forward. We've got the cooldowns for it. We've got the ultimates. Keep going, and we just saw the way that Ramses was able to get that overwhelming odds onto, I believe it was 3 people, dealing a chunk of damage in addition to the duel that came through. Really good execution coming through from EG.
You saw the temptation from FY as well. When he TP'd onto that outpost, Fly was in range for the finger, but he didn't want to commit the Earth Spike as well was the problem.
It was still on cooldown though. Like it had 100 seconds on its cooldown at the time.
Oh wait, who did he use? Who did he open on? Yeah, who did he open up on with that then when he TP'd?
I think
on the
it
previous
was the
fight.
Storm initially tried using it on.
All right, so it didn't even work out at all. It's just weird that he tries to come back at that point. Like, yeah, it's a low cooldown until you're right in the fight. And yeah, you have loads of stuns, but I feel like once SF's gone, most of their damage is gone. So, Somnus dies, it feels like you just have to disengage and count your losses.
Rough for them so far. They are enjoying playing around this bottom side of the map. They had some great wards up previously when they were in near the hard camp closest to the tier 2 mid tower in the Radiant jungle. They had a nice deep ward there, especially because it allowed them to so easily contest this out bot side of the map. So now that that's not there, they don't have quite as much of a luxury, but they're making up for that by just all playing around this side, knowing that they're going.
Yeah, just stack up together, get rid of the tower quickly, get a little bit of control. The problem is, you saw the threat, right? They scanned because like, okay, if we're all showing bot on the side of LGD, then there's a risk that EG go into the pit. The good news is that PL isn't renowned for his rapid roach taking capabilities.
Items coming out here on the Dire Couriers. Most importantly, it's the Mjolnir coming for the Troll Warlord, especially if he becomes the target of this PL or even Legion Commander. It's going to be a big turnaround to get all that damage coming through.
I also like the fact that Ramses doesn't have any dual damage, but it's not for the wrong reason. Like, he's just using it as a stun at the beginning of the fights, right? Like, it's nice if you get the damage, but he's respecting the fact that this isn't a game where the Legion is going to carry you. It's a game where you've got a PL who's farming better than everyone else, and a Storm Spirit that has a lot of opportunities to pop up.
Pretty slow Roshan. I think LGD realize what's happening. Death by 1,000 cuts. Will it be enough?
For Roche, maybe. It's slow and steady, but that wins the race as they'll pick up the Aegis on our bed. No place is too deep on the map now.
I feel like there's too many couriers dying these days. Like, they just let a PL illusion walk up to that courier and right-click it down.
I told you, you know, these cores, they don't know how to handle their own courier. They can't even let their supports do it anymore. I don't think even with shared unit control, I might be wrong, but I don't think, unless they fix it. I think like the first day or two, there was this weird bug where shared unit control didn't work. Couriers. I'm sure they fixed that now, though. So really, it's your support's fault. And them.
Yeah.
Is that not the ultimate sinister move? Like, your X-Nova right now, I'm not going to risk my GPM to scout the pit. I'm going to risk yours.
Got nothing so far, so...
That's why he doesn't want to risk his.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Has he got something coming out? No, it's just more sentries. The poor life of a 5.
Yep. I want to see...
poor in EG in comparison, though.
I want to see more... What do I want to see? I want to see phase.
What do you want to see?
There's a player in SEA called Grims that plays a fantastic Elder, and he builds that really brawly style, you know, quick level 15 and eventually level 20. And with all that attack speed that comes at 20 and the Astral Spirit Hero attack, you end up doing about 500 damage a pop while also having all of the bonus armor that comes from having the different heroes hit by the Astral Spirit. And especially against a Chen, who might have a ton of creeps as well, that's just more stuff that you use to buff yourself up. I think it'd be pretty effective, but the way this game's going, it's 20 minutes, not even level 10, and EG just took the Aegis.
It's kind of one of the big cruxes of the 5 ET though, right? Like, if you get these phase boots, you need to follow through with extra items, I feel.
Yeah.
I could see on a 4 ET maybe, but most teams don't like the idea of 4 ET at the moment. He just turns into kind of an aura buff and a reset with the stomp more than anything. But I agree, like, there is potential this hero. I remember, it's been like 2-3 years ago when SCCC would run ET occasionally in the mid. Because this hero with XP does do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. I wonder if Espire's timing is just waiting for this dagger, you know, trying to create a base for it. Got one Observer Ward and a ton of Sentry Wards in the Radiant jungle. Enough to make that he doesn't die. Got Arteezy positioned side of the map.
You have to keep in mind that EG has a huge advantage with where both teams are playing right now. Like, LGD are prioritizing taking control of their primary jungle, but there's good vision down at the moment that will spot them out. While all this dewarding that LGD done, this deward activity in the bot lane, no one is here utilizing it.
Yeah.
The carries are elsewhere. It's just wasted ground and wasted effort by X-Nova.
I think it was just making the best of a bad situation. That area when trying to take.
Yeah, but it's that kind of point that you've invested heavily here, right? And you're not showing too much elsewhere. It might be worth just sticking a carry here, treating it as a little bit of a recovery zone. Because right now you have to expect that EG is going to want to play around the pit. So unless LGD's big plan is to interrupt this Roche, I'm wondering what their combo would be. Like, you've got sleep. Maybe if you get a good Requiem, that could work. You do have the BKB now on SF, so he's pretty confident to fight. I'm just not sure your troll wants to fight yet.
G are pretty keen to fight.
We'll continue the game. Game of cat and mouse at the moment, though. LGD just trying to stretch the map. EG confident to walk wherever the damn well they choose. FY's been spot bot. Full lining in.
Oh, man.
Oh no, just off the mark. They'll dive the tower though with the defusal. It's an easy kill. So much for that blink dagger. Goes a mile away.
Trying to get as much as he can. Throughout the map, Somnus keeps pushing in the top side. Maybe he's going to be able to take out this tier 1 if he can.
Crit. He missed the toss back. Arbed was just out of range. Wasn't willing to expend the mana to get closer.
See, Somnus is scared.
Chalice thinks he can do this, but I would doubt it heavily. Borrowed time's going to be popped pretty early. And they might just turn and kill him afterwards because his teammates... Nice stomp. Slows down the aggression, but RTZ quick to go back in. Diffy thrown out, but has to back away. They just want the tower, and that's enough to force LGD back.
Got that first BKB charge that still's yet to be used, but want to do it in this situation. You've got enough for about a Requiem and 1 raise, and that's it.
You need some sort of hard commitment, like some sort of lockdown, but right now FY is the only way that you do that, and he's so vulnerable. It's so easy for the PL to pick him off.
Got that extra range coming from his talent as well as the keen optic, but saying before, that blink dagger is the key item that they need. They don't have any catch right now.
It's just too much overlap, right? Like, you need to catch Chen, or catch Tiny, because that's a lot of AoE disruption in these choke points. And then critically, you want to slow down the PL from bringing in a mass army of illusions. It's too many targets for FY alone.
Yeah, and speaking of many targets, you also got Fly with his little army coming through as well. Got the,
and he's always going to heal up. That's the other awkward thing, right? Like, the creep army provides a lot, but also you need to kill the master. So who's going to join him is the real question, because the got this BKB on SF, but you know he's never going to use the 10-second unless they're fully committed in the fight. And your troll, yeah, he switched up again. No BKB is not the intention. He's going for the Satanic instead, even more greedy.
Even focused down. I think it has to be Fly that they try and catch here. Lucky for LGD, if they do pick him off, he doesn't have buyback, but if you can get him down before he's able to use that Hand of God, before he gets to use the mech, before that Vladimir's offering really starts to pay dividends for EG, it's going to be a big difference maker.
But this is the power of a PL ahead at this early point in the game, right? Like, you do that, you will lose someone in response to this PL, because you just don't have any good AoE lockdown. Yeah, you got the stomp, but it's choreographed, right? So you can just doppelganger out. Yeah, you've got a line, but we already mentioned you're probably going to want those stuns to stop the Chen from just spamming heals.
And we can just see where he's standing around as well. He is on his high ground, where they have vision. There is absolutely no way he's going to get caught out, except maybe now when Chalice walks.
Is he getting caught out, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who just hit him twice? He's like, no. Bad. Get back. Letting him know that he can do whatever he wants, and that's what Arbed's doing. The top lane going for a kill on FY with the assist of the crit. An easy clean up. And FY again, they're just starving him out, ensuring this blink dagger's taken longer than expected. Meanwhile on the bot lane, Arme, he's forced to fight here. Doesn't have a big enough one to get the battle trance out. He's doing a lot of damage to return, but no, RTZ just about gets the kill. A little bit too close for comfort. Thank God he had that basher. Whew. I don't think RTZ was expecting that kind of damage. Arbed's still 100, by the way. And he's going in. He wants that BKB. He's like, use it right now. No, someone holds on. There it is. Has to come out in the end, but the Hand of God to heal them up. X-Nova doesn't hit anyone with the stomp, and Arbed makes his way out. Says, sayonara, sucker. Thanks for using your big power spike.
Yeah, Aegis gone in 10 seconds. Wisely realizing it. The thing I was chuckling about before is that they actually don't have to leave, because with all of these trusty shovel uses that Fly's getting, he had 5 healing salves and he just used 2 on RTC, so he doesn't even need to go back to base. He's fine.
It's more brutal than that. They just found a paladin sword as well.
Yeah.
You have your options. I think you give it to PL though. Actually, does Chen even want to share? Wait, who has it? Who's been given it? It's on Legion now. Yeah, it's not bad. And pop those heals. Jump in. Arme is fine though. Photic shield is immediately there. Things will calm down for a moment, but this is just EG making sure they're keeping LGD in check, because right now LGD, they need that little bit of extra gold off the map, ready to fight around the next road.
They've got the Blink Dagger, luckily, up onto FY here, so have that quick pick up that they need. Who are they going to catch out? It's looking most likely to be Ramses. Oh,
hit him up. Avalanche slows him down though. The stop pull-up should be enough to secure the kill to Ramses, even the finger straight away to ensure he falls.
All right,
Good attempt by Crit to save the day though.
Yeah, 1 bonus damage now on, well, 50 bonus damage on FY, so slowly starting to build up at the 26-minute mark.
Took a while, but slow and steady wins the race, and LGD, there's nothing slow about this push. However, the glyph ensures it gets stopped right and checked out, and they have to go back because Arteezy's in the bot lane pushing in as well.
Top lane's pushing in too. You've got a few Chen creeps just continuing to push things forward.
They'll waddle away before the SF can punish him for it. And they're just checking lanes. They're making sure that LGD have to show multiple heroes, which means they're then free to maybe make a move as soon as Legion is up. And by the way, Tiny's going towards the halberd next.
I really like this quickening charm being given over to the Chen as well. Seems so much more. Well, we actually passed it over, I think, to the Tiny. So all those little extra combos suddenly seconds quicker.
This would be the perfect person to catch the combo. FY stands his ground, won't die for it. Arbed is waiting. He wants some bloodstone charges. Gonna move in. Toss control onto Arme straight away, and they've got stun follow-up. Stomp comes out. Not good enough though. Fly, press the attack and protect, and they get rid of the creep army quickly. Mars Golem will escape with his life, but they're just trying to burn through the mana. If Arme loses all his mana here, he has got a big one this time, so it's not as bad as last. That's the shrine. Refuses to give it up.
Chalice on the front lines, hoping that he's going to soak up a lot of this, but in the meantime, EG happy to just take that tier 2 tower.
Just in and out, in and out. It's always on the LGD to find a hard lockdown. As PL is going to become more and more frustrating as the game goes on. And I believe he's got a new item coming out. He's got an axe.
Got the arcane rune.
Wait, is that the axe? Oh, so sorry, it's Arbed's. The wrong courier. All right, axe complete.
This is the timing.
This is where you get the opportunity to shine. Quickening charm, arcane rune as well. PL meanwhile has it. Go straight in on a Somnus. Now there's a Sipit. 4-man stun control out from the Spirit. BKB activated. Somnus charging up that Requiem, trying to do the damage, but dodged out by the Doppelganger. Will come back in the fight in the back straight away. SF has to run away. There's no magic minion. Won't be good enough. The duel comes down instead. Chasing the back line. Looking for more. Gonna get ET loading. He's gonna pull bounce trans activated by Arme. Find up against the PL. The stun through is good, but the hand of the heals are decent. Arme, can he get the kill? There's a control again with the Vortex. Arbed instant impact out of this axe. Arme staying alive. Has the Apodic shield. They're going to pop it. Kite him out. They don't want to directly fight. They will be able to get low. Axe once there again from Arbed. Stun in response is good with the Earth Spike. And now they're going to stand their ground, fight this out. They'll find a kill on the Troll and on the Baden. And now it's clean up time. They'll find a kill next Nova. They'll chase forward. No mana left means FY gets away alive. That's a huge fight coming out. It enables EG to just go in and break the base. ET cannot buy back.
No buyback on him. They really don't want to use it on Arme either, but they're going to be forced to. Otherwise, they're going to lose their entire racks. They've got no way of pushing out this mid lane other than hopefully using the glyph, trying to clean up a few of these creeps, but the damage is being prioritized onto the heroes at the start of it.
I mean, you mentioned it. This is the time to fight. That is one of the bigger examples I've seen in a long time of Ag getting instant impact on the Storm Spirit. You wonder what you were waiting for. Wonder when Arbed was going to get his time to shine. He may have had his slip-ups early, but he delivers at a critical moment. And finally, EG is able to break the base. Now 15k net worth lead. And this is where you just run back, clean up a shrine, and go give a visit to Mr. Roshan.
They've got another Roshan. They got both of the outposts. They're going to get all of the bounty runes. This is really bad for LGD.
I mean, he might not be wearing his Santa hat, but Roshan is definitely a gift early for Christmas for EG.
Where is that hat?
You know, Reddit brought it up. I thought it'd be done within 48 hours, but it's still not in.
Buffing up his Ag's electric vortex even further here on Abed. Half seconds, 3.1 seconds. Essentially a mini black hole on a 14-second cooldown.
And we already saw the impact it has with the lower duration. Now it's gonna get more rough. He's even going to Lincoln's next because he realizes, okay, the only reason that was a little bit close, a little bit sway, is because of FY.
Yeah. He got a many multi-hero stuns off. I think Next Nova did relatively well as well with the stops, but I think it's going to be a bridge too far once this Roshan ends up going.
Aegis and cheese. EG will happily oblige Roshan on his wish of death. And it looks like LGD are going to be way too late to move across here. There it is. Aegis picked up in the hands of Arbed again. And this time there's a cheese on the PL. And this is an active PL. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. They're already jumping. They're already getting active. Crit didn't get the toss back. Chalice does escape.
Creeps are doing their job in the top lane as well. This siege creep's going to take out this tier 2 tower. So now no way of protecting against any sort of attack onto the high ground.
Yeah, they've already dealt with the mid wave as well. So EG will have that pushing in their favor as well. They can sync that up to maybe chip away at the tower. The RTZ will look to front line. With that cap bolt, they can do a lot of damage. Dump in, crit, finds his target, is him back straight away. Next Nova, just gone. Or is he? Nice stun coming out. We'll keep it alive. FY saves the David again. Now PL's gonna get silenced up. Nope, Doppelganger's just out of time to get out. And the introduction from Arbed ensures they have to use the BKB. And all of a sudden, Somnus is in a lot of trouble. Yes, you have this Daedalus, but now you have no protection.
FY is his protection, basically.
And he's delivered so far the best he could. It's going to be enough, though. Chalice, he's another form of protection. Can't afford to go down. Borrowed time's going to be used. They can just reset and look to go again. Full lining in. Now there's the control of the Vortex. Arbed on point. Dodges out the use of the Requiem as well. And the Earth Splitter. LGD, they've thrown everything at this. And they've got nothing out of it.
Got the Battle Trance and the Finger of Death. And that is about it. Nothing at all stopping EG from pressing into this high ground, taking this lane of Brax. See how deep they're playing with these illusions, just creating time and space.
There'll be a giant space in LGD's base where the Rax used to be at this rate. They need some way to hold right now. They need a perfect setup, but no Requiem for 70 seconds. No Earth Splitter for 70. At least the Baron can start frontline and getting a moment as he has got the borrowed time coming off cooldown in 10 seconds. We'll just take this slow. There's no rush. This is the power of the PL at this stage. He just starts to take over the game in his own right. And straight into Abaddon. Burn all that mana once more. They know he has the borrowed time, but they don't care. Nice stomp.
Put the Mjolnir on as well.
Trip. Jump in. There's the acting effect again. Arbed control him up. Pulls out the borrowed time already. Now they'll reset. Chalice, he shouldn't be this far forward anymore. He could be caught. Stomp. This is so awkward. It's not the fastest siege. It may not be clean, maybe a little bit dirty, but if it gets the job done, EG will tip their hat and say, yes, please.
This bot side of the map, just pushing in. Creeps been like, oh, we'll try and do our best, LGD. No, Arbed just walks back, says, oh, some free farm, nice.
Still 2 minutes with an Aegis as well.
Gives him plenty of time to push up.
My thrift reward.
Instead, he sees an arcane rune.
There's no killing this man.
So there's no killing this man. There's no killing a certain other illusion-based guy. Who else are we looking at here? Legion, you don't want to touch because he has Blade Mail and Lotus Orb as well as Pipe. Like, you kind of feel like you need to kill him, but the Blade Mail is just... It's like a Hedgehog's defense, right? It's like, please don't stand on me. All right?
Yeah.
You'll get quills on you. You don't want it.
I really don't feel like Ramses has been playing on the front line anyway. It's been Abed doing it the majority of the time.
This is the point, right? Like, Abaddon and Legion, they were popular because they had these dispels, and worst case scenario, they became a very powerful support if they didn't have their impact as a core.
Yeah.
But
great job with it.
And that's the thing, like, I always felt like Legion, I always said, I think it was slightly better than Abaddon because its early game presence, if it had a good lane, it could become a core. It doesn't just forfeit being this support, whereas Abaddon in competitive play, about 95% of the games, it always ends up being a support. Eventually, from the free roll.
I feel like you're able to trade as a core league relative to an Abaddon. Abaddon's still very good, but LC's
All right,
just
so lining in. See an FY. Trying to get through him, but he's going to be protected. They use the Aphotic Shield finally to allow him to run away, but Lucian's almost killing him off. And that's just space to will away at the tower again for RTZ. Get all these mega creeps. They refuse to leave before they get them. Full lighting in, the big play with the Vortex coming out, but no follow-up. Creating that space again. He's being careful because this Aegis is going to expend itself 30 seconds. And you get some value out of it before it expires. I'd say you got plenty of value already, but you want to force a hard commitment.
And the quickening charm. So 9.7 second cooldown on a 3.5 second stun.
As again, Avalanche does follow up this time, not to force out the BKB. LGD realize if they accidentally pop that on the SF, it could just be game over there. There it is again, Vortex. They just want the racks. They say there's no hard commitment required here. And the duel's going to be there on the man as well. More time runs down. Somnus in trouble. No, he can get the Requiem. The Abyssal jumping from PL is going to force him away. The Vortex again doesn't connect on the Somnus. The Requiem is going to come out. Hit onto Arbed though. He's free to do what he wants. Hand of God. Leads Commander in a little bit of trouble, but you are losing heroes on the side. Somnus is getting low. Chris going in, trying to slow him out. And the assistance of RTZ is there. Gets the kill. ET's dead as well. Buyback comes up from Legion and will come out from Somnus. But once again, Arbed with this Vortex control during a battle should be going down next. He's almost down. Stay alive barely. The toss forward, the final hit's going to be there, and he's dead. Buyback will be used.
Yeah,
They've got all five with plenty. The creeps. They just need to buy time for the creeps to finish what they start, and with a Vortex, it should be enough. The Glyph to buy some time won't be good enough, as Troll will go down. The buyback's going to come out, but this TCPL is almost crashing the game, and as a result, he will definitely win EG. Clean sweep LGD.
And I wish there was like a thing in the post game where it shows how much time used CC on people, because Arbed would have been off the charts for that. Played his role to perfection, got the pickoffs, was the catch, was the initiation, and with all these items,